Why don't you build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down? Hello, everyone. Welcome to a fun live from Skankfest. It's me and Dalton.
If you're tuning in, if you're in Las Vegas tuning in, this is live from Skankfest.
This is live from Skankfest. Yeah,
from your point of view.
We're at the Yo Kratom overdose stage.
Yes, we're at the Yo Kratom first aid tent.
we're at the Blue Chew Sky Bridge.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for joining us. Sal is going to be on, but he asked to push back an hour and then realized he wasn't going to be home for another hour.
Yeah, so, that is his fault, but also his life is falling apart right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to get mad at him.
So I give him the benefit of the doubt.
He already has the worst punishment one can have, a woman who's mad at him. There's literally nothing worse than being in trouble with a girl.
Dude, I genuinely got scared today when we were in that group chat, and I asked, like, what? So why are women mean to me? And she said, "Do you want me to be honest with you?" And I'm like, actually, no, I don't want to know. I
feel your pain because that really is a Pandora's box. Because you do want to know, but then it's like, I don't think I actually want to know.
No,
because I've gotten that question posed to me too.
Yeah, it's honestly, no, I don't really need to know the truth.
I don't want objective feedback about how I come across to women.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go. I'm not trying to go into the cave in the Dagobah system and face myself.
Yeah,
I never want to do that.
Yeah, but once we'll become senseis and be able to take it. Welcome to What About Rob, everybody, or Robbie Wood. Who knows what it is? It's a fucking Saturday night hang.
Who cares anymore?
It does. Nothing's anything. Life is ephemeral. Ephemeral. Get your ass downstairs.
Life is a femoid.
Yeah, life is a.
Instead of life's a bitch, life's a femoid.
Life is a femoid. I'm diagnosed with BPD. By Rascal Fat Ass.
We were told does not exist. It does not exist.
That's something. I think it does exist.
I don't know.
I love it.
I honestly, to her credit, friend of the show who said that, I do. Oh, $5 from
Easy IPA. $5.
I get 30% of all of these.
Yep.
Since this is on Robbie's channel.
Yeah. It's the Dalton.
I will say to her credit, I do think the DSM is just like this bloated book of nonsense that was created by an entire like industry to fleece people out of their money.
Right. Yeah.
Isn't it funny how the same people who charge $150 an hour for you to talk to them are also the ones that came up with all the problems that you have?
I do find, I know it's a masculine thing I do find therapy helpful. I find myself
therapy is great. I pay $4 a session.
Nice.
With a government subsidized counselor.
The hassle is just like finding someone who will take my insurance.
Right. That's why you just got to find like a sliding scale program where you talk to someone who works for basically the government, and then they just ask you, like, are you drinking water? Do you get sun?
I need a scale that'll slide down about 100 pounds, making you seem a little thinner.
Yeah, I'm working on it, dude. I got this water. I got water.
That's awesome, dude. That's really sick, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I think if you drink the right water,
it
helps with you. Because I got this. This is exciting. This Boryomi sparkling mineral water. I'm already on my last one. These are so tasty.
Boryomi.
Yeah, 540 milligrams of sodium per serving. So there's 2 servings in here, dude. This is a salty water.
Well, they say salt is good for you, because it helps retain hydration.
It's good. Yeah, it's good for hydration. That's why they say. That's why that homosexual German fella on the internet says not to drink. Hitler. Yeah. Hitler was a bit of a health nut.
Hitler has kind of become just a guy on the internet these days.
He really did receive, like, ever since Elon took over Twitter, he's received some sort of vindication
He's been getting like, yeah, I've been seeing like TikTok clips of his speeches translated and people sharing them like positively.
Yeah, which is like a lot of people know German.
Yeah,
It wasn't some like ancient secret was just
yeah,
unlocked like that fucking manuscript they can never figure out. What was
right,
that?
yeah,
That Voice something? No, I
yeah.
think people have known German for quite some time. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
That Norm joke really is the best about how Germany really punched above its weight when it came to going to war with the world.
oh yeah, but this is
And they did it again, and the crazy thing was it was close.
But yeah, this is it's an interesting water. It's sourced at the Boryomi Gorge in the country of Georgia.
Boryomi Gorge. What's Boryomi Gorge?
The Boryomi Gorge. It's a gorge in the country of
By the way,
Georgia.
we will be at the Boryo Kratom Gorge tomorrow.
Mhm.
We are live at Skankfest.
We'll be at the
We're at the Yo Kratom Gorge tomorrow.
yeah, but have you ever see an ibex goat?
No.
It's like these goats. They're those goats that can like
LeBron.
Yes, Jordan, Kanye, Hitler on it. You
know? For what he did, Hitler was probably the goat of that particular profession.
Look, I'm not saying what the race of the. I'm not saying I agree with what he did, but
that Kanye clip is like Michael Scott level comedy.
Yeah, if we're just observing the statistics,
we're noticing.
Hitler is the goat of doing the Holocaust.
Yes. I mean, he probably accomplished more than any painter when you think about it. He's probably the most consequential painter.
That's a good point.
He might be the most important painter
that is like an interesting way to frame it because it's what they always say about
paintings.
A lot of
yeah, you should usually frame them.
It's a good idea to frame paintings. Yeah,
I agree.
Get some canvas and some gesso and
a
nice frame. But what I've always heard about like a lot of modern art is it's the context of the piece,
right?
Like the way in which it's presented and what is the context of it. So
sure.
If you like when you go to an exhibit and you look at something, you go, this looks like somebody fucking diarrheaed all over the painting.
Right.
It's like it's actually like a commentary on like Crohn's disease or something, and it is actually diarrhea.
You know what's funny is sometimes it's just like a meta commentary on art itself and how it's meaningless.
Right.
And I'm like,
but I'm saying if we look at it, like Hitler's paintings of like German castles and shit
landscapes
through the lens of the Holocaust, then now they are imbued with like a whole new meaning.
It is actually they are actually fascinating. Yeah, they are actually fascinating because Hitler made it. You know, that's one art that you should not separate the art from the artist because the art on itself kind of boring. But they are good.
There's like this transformative, transcendent property to art where it's like a lot of it is to do with the artist and the way it's perceived by people and how it's sold to people. Even because like. Like somebody like Basquiat seem like very rudimentary paintings, but it's like the belief that people have in them,
right?
That give them their worth almost. Like the fact that a Basquiat painting sells for millions of dollars, in itself is enough to say that this painting is there's something interesting. There's life here.
I mean,
so I think the same could be said about Hitler.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of like how it's like fashion branding, you know, like what separates like a Balenciaga from the Gap, you know, not that much except for the name.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So what we're saying is Hitler should be in the Louvre.
Mm-hmm. There should be a touring Hitler exhibit.
Yeah, the audiobook. This guy, little known guy. Some people consider it something of a side project.
But man. But this is a good water because I'm trying to lose some lbs, so I try to make sure that like during the day I drink more water.
That's good. I feel like a lot of times I think I'm hungry, but I'm just thirsty.
Yeah, and that's why it's good. That's why I was mentioning these ibex goats. It's those goats that can like climb a wall.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen those? Where there'll be
No,
these goats that can climb like a
like
perfectly steep.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, almost. You
That's
should.
crazy.
They're insane. Like you'll see these goats just standing on the side of a wall,
Mm,
and they're the way these their hooves or however they are designed.
right.
The goats are able to like find their footing on even like very steep surfaces.
Hoofing.
They're hoofing it, yeah. And the reason that they need to climb the wall or
Mm-hmm.
whatever this rock face is because there's like all these minerals they need, so they have to be able to climb these surfaces to get to where the minerals are, and then they just hang out there and lick the wall for a couple minutes to
What a waste
replenish.
of a cool talent.
Yeah, just imagine Spider-Man if he climbed buildings to just lick the windows. That's kind of what's happening here.
And
But it's like
instead of Spider-Man, his superhero name was the Vindo Viper.
yeah, the window licker.
No, do you remember that? You remember that old riddle? You ever hear that one? It was like around Halloween. This is actually a spooky story. It's very scary. Someone got a phone call. They said, "I am the Viper. I will see you at 10 p.m." Hangs up all scared, like, "Oh no!" Picks up phone again. "I am the Viper. I will see you in 2 hours." "Oh no, not the Viper. That sounds scary." I think you can admit. And then "I am the Viper, and I am right outside." And she opens her shades and sees an Italian guy there, and he goes, "I'm the Vindo Viper. I'm here to vipe your windows."
Okay, that's good.
I'm sorry. Was that too scary?
I was pretty worried for a second. I was on the edge of my seat.
I'm on the edge of my penis.
But here's the thing, though. So these ibex goats, they have to do this because
right.
like they are creatures of instinct, so they naturally are drawn to the minerals, and they need to like replenish and rejuvenate themselves.
I prefer creatures of instinct like Lance Bass,
like and Justin Timberlake,
yeah,
Joey
Fatone,
yeah. But we're the same way, and this is why I'm like, I think a lot of the DSM.
Mm-hmm.
These like mental maladies that many of us face. My favorite Looney Tunes episodes were mental maladies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think my ex-wife said that's all, folks, at the end of those.
Yeah, I think a lot of these like mental issues that we can face, where like these feelings of like depression, anxiety, lethargy,
right,
like all these problems that seem to be so prevalent now. A lot of that could be chalked up to some sort of like nutritional deficiency.
Yeah,
I'm not going on a seed oils thing.
Right.
I'm not like I'm not like you should be eating like raw beef and eggs and sunning your butthole. And I'm saying that I think a lot of people are just like not getting what they need nutritionally, especially minerals. I think like a mineral deficiency could be the cause of like a lot of issues with a lot of people, probably.
Right. Yeah.
Because you don't think about it, and you don't even realize like how much of your the water you're drinking and the food you're eating don't contain what you actually need nutritionally. And minerals are a big one, because like a lot of people like try to filter the shit out of their water. Well, now you don't have any of the sodium or magnesium or any of the good shit that's in water.
That's true.
Because the last couple of days I've been drinking this Boryomi. Dude, I feel like Goku.
What's in it?
Well, there's a shitload of sodium, and I think it's also got like magnesium and bicarbonate and some other trace minerals, and it's naturally carbonated, so it's like actually very lightly carbonated because of that. It's just like whatever the carbonation from the volcanic rock. It almost tastes like swimming pool.
Ew.
It does. That's why a lot of people don't do this. That's why a lot of people don't drink like mineral water, because they go, ew, it tastes gross. And it's like it's actually supposed to have a like flavor like that.
Right.
They say that about
alcohol,
Fiji's
which is actually disgusting.
Alcohol is actually disgusting. Yeah, it hurts.
They say it's an acquired taste. Yeah, it's a poison.
It's an acquired taste because it gets you fucked up. So you go, I'm willing to suffer through how fucking miserable this is.
You associate I do like a cocktail, though, I will say.
Right.
But yeah, like just a spirit on its own is disgusting.
Because a cocktail is like juice.
It depends. Like... Some of them are spirit forward, like a Sazerac. That's just booze.
The Quizat Sazerac?
A Negroni. Sazerac?
The Quizat Sazerac?
The Quizat, yeah.
From Dune?
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the sandwich where they heat it up.
Oh, the Quiznos sandwich?
Yeah.
That was actually... fuck, dude. I wish I could find it. Somebody had a great tweet where it was Ricky from Trailer Park Boys as the Muad'Dib. So he had the blue eyes and the filter in his nose.
Yeah.
And the line was something like, "I'm the Quiznos hat rack."
That's funny. I like that. That's that's the kind of shit I fuck with for sure.
Yeah.
Just speaking of movies, I just watched There's Something About Mary. Really funny. I never saw it before.
Really? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's really fun. I never seen it. I was like, oh, a funny because it was kind of advertised like a rom-com, right? It's kind of a crazy, dark film about soccer.
It's like a screwball.
It's a screwball, but yeah, but
also a tragic tale of.
Well, every character besides Ben Stiller is like, and you spend a lot of time with them, are like very disgusting people. But I was like, this is hilarious. I mean, of course, it's the Frellies. Then I go on Letterboxd, and
from the Goonies.
Looks like a lot of millennial women really do not like There's Something About Mary. I guess. I'm like, oh, no wonder, because it's a funny movie.
I've been watching it a long time, but yeah, the Farrelly brothers made disgusting, funny movies all the time. Green Room.
Yeah, race mixing. It was actually a lot better than I was expecting. Though I should have known it's the Farrelly brothers. I think it's just because it's crazy. It's such a phenomenon because I read it opened in 4th place, but then ended up becoming the 3rd highest grossing movie of the year.
Yeah,
is that crazy?
Yeah, they used to make bangers, dude.
Yeah,
Dumb and Dumber.
Yes, I also feel like there's not a lot of word of mouth movies anymore. You know,
Megalopolis,
yeah.
I gotta go see it. My next day off, I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, why do I want to talk about There's Something About Mary more than Megalopolis? That shit was. I mean,
you saw it?
Yeah, I did.
Is it good?
I loved it, but it's very serendipitous we watch Southland Tales because it's in that whatever that genre is, and which might just be those 2 movies. It is very much like that, just an insane vision by a psychopath.
Yeah, it's the genre of ambition far exceeding what's even possible.
Well, just a huge swing, yeah, and but somehow they got a ton of money to make it.
Yeah, because he sold all of his.
He sold his wine.
He sold everything,
which is a bummer because his wine is really good. So that's a bummer. He doesn't have that anymore.
You know what's amazing is this is not the first time he's done this. He's had to sell shit and go bankrupt to fund a few movies.
Yeah, he made Godfather 3 because he was broke and owed money to the mob.
Nice.
Yeah, people.
That's what I don't get. All these people that fucking bitch and piss and moan about their fucking student loans, and I'm like, just go make the greatest movies of all time. Look at what Francis
again.
Yeah, look at what Francis Ford Coppola did. He had no money and couldn't pay his bills, so he made Apocalypse Now.
Yeah,
so go do that, and then you can pay off your fucking student loans finally.
It's funny. People on Twitter are so they have no context. They're like, well, Megalopolis reminds me of the movie the Dean made in that episode of Community, and I was like, do you not realize that was a parody of the making of Apocalypse Now?
They literally they reference it many times in that episode.
Yeah, they hold your hand and walk you through the reference as they always do.
Have you ever
one character be like, "Ooh, Goodfellas, we're doing Goodfellas."
Have you ever read the story that Apocalypse Now is based on?
Hearts of Darkness?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
It doesn't. It's not Vietnam at all. It takes place 100 years before Vietnam.
Yeah.
I had to read it in college, and I knew of it because of Apocalypse Now. And as I was reading it, I was like, "Wait, this is like the Congo in the 1800s. What the fuck?" This is not Vietnam War.
Well, Megalopolis is a little similar in that it's kind of a tale. It's kind of like a sci-fi version of the fall of of Caesar and the fall of Rome, but it also has like nothing to do with that.
Oh, nice. That's like that Kenneth Branagh. No, what's the other one? There was like a Shakespeare movie somebody made, but it was like in the future.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's almost exactly what it's like. Like all the actors kind of talk like they're talking in Shakespeare.
That's awesome. I love that shit.
And oh my god, Aubrey Plaza is so fucking hot in it. She's
very attractive,
and she fucks Shia LaBeouf. And Shia LaBeouf is fantastic, by the way. He's great. It was
He's
really
a great actor. I don't even know what he did wrong. Like people keep saying he like did something.
I think he beat up his girlfriend.
Whatever. And who hasn't? Well, I mean, what'd she say? Like, what was she running her fucking mouth?
The problem is that it was a famous girl, and you can't be doing that.
Right.
If you're gonna beat someone up, they have to be someone we don't care about.
Yeah. You think Lana Del Rey is gonna beat the shit out of that alligator guy?
Dude, that's awesome. Good for him, man.
Yeah, like I was telling you in that group chat, this is a big win for dudes.
Big win, yeah.
We really needed a win. The last several years have been bad for dudes.
Terrible.
This is dudes are on the upswing. This is a big bounce for dudes.
Someone said Hawk Tuah went viral, and because spit on that thing is the nicest thing a woman has said about a man on the internet.
I saw
in
that.
Like 7 years.
Yeah, yeah. The time of dudes is upon us once again. It feels like we're coming back.
I love how much I went on Reddit and try to see what girls were saying, and they were all so mad that Lana Del Rey married that guy. Someone's like, he's very problematic. If you don't know, here's a video of his daughter screaming the N-word outside of their trailer, and then the response is just like, his trailer. It just gets worse for them.
He is the man.
Yeah,
he's a hero.
It's funny because they said it was like quote unquote debunked that he was her boyfriend, and then they got married out of nowhere.
Every day I go on Twitter and I see tons of different accounts, usually black ladies, talking about how
and fat girls.
In what?
And fat girls.
And fat girls.
Reddit is all angry fat girls.
Talking about how men need to be making at least $150,000 a year.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, hey, sister, start filling out the forms for your EBT card then. Because there's not a lot of dudes who are gonna put up with that fucking attitude.
Yeah, it's crazy how women think that they have it bad because they have quote unquote low standards. I'm like, you don't know what men have, which is no standards, because you really can't have standards.
Yeah. And the money thing is so frustrating because it's like the median income in this country. Mm-hmm. Granted, who knows, that might get dragged down by a good
financial advice.
This is not financial advice, but I think given the fact that there's probably a good portion of the population that makes $0 a year.
Yeah.
The median income in this country is $38,000, I think.
Wow.
It's something staggeringly low.
Wow.
So
Jesus.
Yeah,
that's not enough to survive.
No, well, you can survive when you're subsidized by the government at that point. If you're only making If you're only making $30,000-$40,000 a year,
I get to live in Jacksonville.
Yeah. There's people in big cities that only make that much because what happens?
You have to live in Jacksonville.
You have to live in the government says you have to live in Jacksonville.
It's a big relocation. They send the migrants up to New York and they put the white poor people in Jacksonville.
Well, usually what happens, because I've learned this working my job that I have now, where I have to talk to poor people all day.
Sure.
Is if you are willing to fill out all the forms and just wait around and go through the hoop, jump through all the hoops, you can get your entire existence subsidized by the government. Where the government will give you your health insurance, they'll give you a voucher for your rent.
Right.
They'll give you food stamps.
For real?
The one that's really fun is Supplemental Security Income, SSI. Those give you some walking around money if you ask for it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll become poor.
That's a lot of people's financial
game plan.
Is just be poor enough that you can qualify for government assistance.
Right.
And then
the worst thing you can be is lower middle class. That's the worst of all.
Yeah, because then you're the one subsidizing all those fucking people.
Damn,
you actually work and pay your fucking 40% out of your paycheck every 2 weeks.
Welcome back to part of the problem, everybody.
Welcome back to part of the problem. Taxation is theft.
It is funny. They do a genius Republican tactic they've used for years is making lower middle class people really pissed off at poor people, and vice versa.
Right.
It's genius. It is a genius.
It is genius to turn the people in this country against each other so that they don't
look to the billionaires.
Yeah, so that fucking like Nancy Pelosi and who else is
Paul Pierce, I think his name is
Paul Pierce. Who's another? All the people at the top can just like do whatever they want unfettered. While we just like squabble.
Universal basic income.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. He needs it right now.
He does. So what's going on with Sal? Maybe I'll tell him when he gets home. He can jump on.
I think he's getting a divorce.
That sucks, man.
I don't know what's going on.
All right, I just texted him. Yeah, that sucks.
I encourage everyone, like, if you can, fleece the government out of some money. I mean, the fucking entire country of Israel's doing that to us.
I just got a new fleece hoodie, by the way, for the winter.
Great. Fleece is nice.
Yeah, fleece is Simpson. But I'm excited about it. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, but like, there's people that like I saw some stories where there's people that live in these like nice apartments in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Who are just like unemployed, and turns out in some cities like that one, if you get a HUD voucher, they'll give you a voucher for like almost like $3,000 for your rent.
Well, they should do that. It's such a rich city.
Yeah,
like with all the Silicon Valley stuff. Oh yeah, I'm glad Crack's killing it at Skankfest. I know I shouldn't read non-super chats, but it looks like he's having a good time out there.
I guess like here's my philosophy.
But I think it's funny that they're like, not to get on my high horse here, but it is funny. They're like, they did a great job at being like, hey, lower middle class people, the reason that you're not making any money, it's the fucking poor people. And then they tell the poor people, hey, those lower middle class people, they aren't paying their fair share, huh? Don't you want more? And then they said, but it's genius because it's just like every sports rivalry, and frankly, Israel Palestine. The two people that will go at it the most and hate each other's guts the most is like the same kind of person, but like a little different.
Yeah. And I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I'm speaking to somebody who has mostly been broke forever. I don't want to ever have to talk to poor people. Yeah. I don't really want to interact with them.
I don't want to talk to like, I'm done with old people and fat people too.
Old people, fat people, black people, poor people. Those last two are the same thing.
My friend Jonah is like, he was like a Brooklyn socialist, and he's a little crazy too, but in a good way. But he just keeps texting me like, he's like, I'm thinking about voting for Trump. I hate fat people and I hate old people.
It's true. I don't like them either. It's I can recognize in myself that I am that which I hate: fat, poor.
But at least you're smart. When they're dumb, it's the worst.
That's what I was gonna say. Is if you have a low ceiling, you know what I mean. If you're a fucking idiot and there is no chance for you to ever not be poor,
right?
Then go ahead and get all the government assistance and just like, survive however you can.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I'm talented. I'm extremely smart and unbelievably gifted. And so I do see a higher ceiling. I see the upward mobility for myself. Right. And so I would never want to limit myself with a resignation to that kind of life. I would say I'd rather scrap and struggle and work and claw my way up.
Well, I don't think you could. I think people who aren't blessed with this gift of ours are totally fine just living normal lives. Normal people are fine with being normal.
But no. I'm not talking about a normal life. I'm talking about
like poverty, government,
a life pushed to the margins, where the only chance you have of existing is either you're unemployed forever and you get like whatever money the government gives you, or you can only ever work a shitty job because you're too stupid to do anything else.
Right.
And you still get government assistance. So like those kinds of people, they have a pretty low ceiling, and their limitations are set, and they know their limitations, or at least they don't think that there's anything else.
Right.
So, whereas like, somebody like me is like, of course I am where I am, for the time being, but I can already see progress being made where I go, okay, so it's, not too much longer before I am the first billionaire
podcaster.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Danish people are the happiest country of people, because they're all like, simpletons whose government just gives them a shitload of money.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they all are prescribed SSRIs for free. So they're having a blast.
That is kind of like the perfect system, is in like an idiotic white ethno state.
Yeah, just like gingerbread house people.
Yeah,
they all named Uter, and they wear overalls. They're an absolutely silly nation.
Yeah,
they love it, and they know they're too stupid to move anywhere else, so they stay put. And they eat their, the government, I guess, gives them like chocolate rabbit
Danishes and
the Danishes, and they go,
I eat a continental breakfast every morning.
They go like, oh, Bart, I can't go to England; it's too hard. And they're happy.
Dude,
they're the happiest people ever.
All those like those European countries like that, all those. It's like. It's been very enlightening. It's been surprising to find out that all of those countries, like the most amount of money anyone makes is like $45,000 a year.
Yeah, well, they don't. Yeah, nobody makes money, and that's the thing Anglophiles never mention, is that in America you can make a lot of money.
Yeah,
like
America is designed where it's like unbelievably difficult to exist, but there's so much opportunity.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the UK, in these European countries, it's a much more comfortable baseline existence, but you'll never achieve wealth or upward mobility.
No, the most famous you can become is Russell Brand.
Yeah, you have to become British Kenneth Copeland,
whose most famous act was raping.
Yes.
I feel like that was his biggest crossover smash, was being in the headlines for raping.
Yeah, I'm amazed that is there anybody falling for this little charade that he's putting on?
I think Christians are into it.
It's so bizarre to me.
It's so transparent, right?
It's bizarre to see somebody pivot to that. And
he literally dresses like the son of the devil, and you're telling me that he's like he looks like, I'm Damien. Oh, look at me! I'm gonna conjure witchcraft.
And because it makes more sense to me when there's like a televangelist that's always been that, like Joel Osteen and Kenneth Copeland, all those guys.
Right.
Obviously, I can tell that they're con men, but that makes more sense because that's always been
Haley Joel Osteen.
Haley Joel Osteen, yes.
And he in church alone?
Yeah.
Church alone too, Lost in Heaven.
Yeah, but that is that's always been their purview.
And you can bet that they have convinced themselves of it. Like there is some element of authenticity there.
Kind of.
I mean, obviously not. Yeah.
But like with Russell Brand, it seems like this is a whole cloth con job. Like this is a desperate attempt to maintain relevance and not have to actually work a job.
Yeah, and it's yeah. He's doing this to avoid like McDonald's.
Yeah, because I'm sure the Arthur money is running out.
Yeah.
And so he's got to figure something out. Otherwise, he has to. He doesn't want to become one of those like celebrities who ends up working a cash register.
It is funny how like converting to Christianity seems to be the like get out of jail free card for a lot of these guys.
Right. Yeah, it's really because Scripture even tells us to watch out for that kind of guy.
Okay, tune into Bible study later, everybody.
yes, I do believe I'll be doing. I haven't because I penciled this in Bible studies usually Saturdays, but I may have to reschedule that because I am very sleepy. I had a busy day.
Okay.
By the way, happy birthday to Kenneth Trebet. who is a longtime supporter of mine and yours, the Crowder Boys, my channel, all of us. Today's his birthday.
Happy
So
birthday,
everybody,
Kenneth.
Please send a super chat to Kenneth Trebet.
Yeah. And but also us, please super chat and please thumbs up this video, please.
More than anything, by the way, more than anything, subscribe to the Patreon for the Crowder Boys.
Yes. And thumbs up this video and leave a comment. Help us out with the algorithm, guys. We're growing like my penis, but that shit helps. Like I asked someone to thumbs up the last video and it did like really well.
You know, and speaking of Christianity, this is in the spirit of Christianity, of Christ. I've never really understood the psychology behind, platforms, social media platform, YouTube, Twitter, all that. It doesn't take that much. It's not a big ask for you to click a couple buttons there on your phone while you got it pulled up. But it seems like it seems like such a tall order, though.
Right.
Somehow to get people to actually click the button to subscribe or to follow.
The notifications, the bell.
Yeah, and so
if you guys want to know about these streams, click the damn bell.
Yeah, and so like I understand that as somebody who is trying to grow my own platforms, my penis. This is how I give back. This is in the spirit of Christ.
Right.
Whenever I'm on Twitter and I see a banger tweet that I like from an account that I don't follow, the first thing I do, I smash that like button. Nice. I smash that retweet, and you know what? I follow them.
Nice. That's nice.
I hit the hat trick. I hit the turkey, as we say in bowling.
Nice. Yeah, by the way, Elon definitely, the premium powers are totally fucking nerfed again. I'm pissed. My likes have dried up.
Yeah, you gotta play around with it. Like I just throw so much at the wall, and every now and then something hits.
Yeah. But yeah, I think also people just don't know if they don't do YouTube that like how much those stupid little things matter. So I get it.
Yeah, subscribers is a big one because that determines like how much money you make.
Yeah, and it's also like I think people just don't know that, like, because I never liked videos until I did this.
I know, right?
Just because I never think to like something.
I never considered it till I actually started doing it.
Yeah,
and then I realized, like, first off, not only does it help that person, it helps your own algorithm, because if you subscribe and like shit that you enjoy,
right, then they'll give you
YouTube will start actually showing you shit that you like.
Yeah, hopefully Twitter will figure out soon that I don't want to see Hitler posts.
Those get promoted by the algorithm to everybody. It's just that everybody sees that.
I was on Durag and the Deer Tag, and they all were like, "What's with the Hitler stuff?" Yeah, dude.
And by the way,
one of them was a black guy, so it's just like, why is Naeem getting Hitler stuff?
The thing that really sucks is those accounts are all probably making way more money than us.
Oh yeah, Kumio. Although Kumio was saying he thinks he might be shadow banned.
Good.
I think he just. I think the premium. Elon was really juicing people's numbers there for a while if they were on premium, and I think they must like run out of money or something.
Yeah,
I used to get like I actually used to get like paid something. I got like $12 today. That was it.
I would love to know the actual numbers for Twitter at this point, because it's got to be just hemorrhaging money. It's got to be like fucking.
Oh
like,
yeah,
there will be blood. Like the derrick is spewing oil everywhere and it's on fire.
Yeah, he's operating at quite a loss, I think.
Yeah, because like no matter how much engagement anything on that site gets, the site is like at this point so radioactive because of all that Hitler shit.
Right.
That the only companies that advertise with it are like My Pillow.
for $14.88, you can. Yeah. It's the final solution for sleeping. He kind of sounds like Jesse Ventura a little bit.
Because it was annoying as it was happening, but I miss the days when you would go on Twitter and like Target and Wendy's were clapping back at each other.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about
that. All those big companies used to love using Twitter, and they would advertise there, and they would make like a game out of it with like their fucking social media interns, like have them try to pretend to actually be people and say snippy things at all the, whatever. And at the time we were all like, this is so gay.
Yeah.
And now that you log on Twitter and it's like
bigoted
I think we owe him an apology, and it's
literally there's a tweet by bigoted blonde being like, oh, I guess the truth is finally out. It's just like a Hitler video.
Yeah, it's that, and then the next post, I don't know if you get these, but you'll see a post that says like "Chew Die," and it's just, it's like I saw one today where it's like a woman had put a condom on the.
It's either Chew Die or Jews Die.
Dude, Twitter's it's either Chew Die or Jews Die. It's true, dude. I'm getting more and more unhinged Chew Die posts. Dude, I saw one earlier. This woman had flipped a chair upside down and put a condom on one of the legs and was kind of cool. Fucking it. and that was beneath a post that said like, "Now you mean to tell me that in the 1930s, Germany just decided to hate the Jews? Oh, likely story." And then right below that is a woman fucking a chair leg.
That's amazing. Yeah, I try not to get involved with these Hitler people because like but it's like it's just so popular on the website now. Weirdly, like there was a New York Post article, the New York Post, which is a right-leaning paper, and they were like disturbing trend of Hitler TikToks going viral, and all the top replies were like the Gentile News Network or whatever, like being like, oh, if he was such an evil guy, what's wrong with him getting popular? Like that logic doesn't even make any sense. It's bad for evil people to get popular. Is the rationale that evil things can't be so if something's popular, that automatically means you're a good person?
That used to be the thing that, for the most part, almost everyone agreed on was that Hitler was bad. They used to be a unifying point of view for most of the population.
Calling someone Hitler was like was an insult at one point.
Republican, Democrat, right, left, communist, capitalist, everybody agreed Hitler was bad, and anyone that thought he was good was such a fringe minority,
right? That
was to be laughed at, pretty much.
Sal's a fringe minority.
Sal's a what?
A fringe minority, Italian.
Yeah, now it seems like more and more we're finding.
By the way, Sal got into the Edinburgh Fridge Festival.
He did get into he got into the Eaton Burgers Fridge Festival. Which, honestly, I'm pretty pissed off they denied my application.
I got snubbed again for the Eaton Burgers.
I got snubbed by the Eaton Burgers Fridge Festival. I'm fucking pissed, dude. I wanted that more than Skankfest.
Oh. All these fucking trust fund open eaters are going to the Eaton Burgers.
I desperately wanted
This is my favorite joke we've done in a long time.
Dude, I really wanted to go to the Eaton Burgers Fridge Festival.
It's in like Omaha or something.
Oh shit, dude.
Eaton Burgers Fridge Festival.
That's the festival that we start. We've got a name finally. It's the Eaton Burgers Fridge Festival.
Fridge Festival, yeah. Fuck Skankfest. We're doing the Eaton Burgers Fridge Festival.
The Eaton Burgers Fridge Festival. Oh shit!
Did you hear they booked a McDouble this year? The headliner.
Dude, I heard Wendy's gonna be there.
Dude, we might be seen by industry, like Sonic, or there's a representative from Wendy's coming.
I was on the main stage last year, but this year they got me on the Shake Shack side. They got me on the Shake Shack stage.
No, the side stage all regional. Like, oh, I'm in the Carl's Jr. pit this year.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the Roy Rogers.
They got me pushed into the French Fry Forum.
Yeah. What's up, Token Tony? Thanks for stopping by while you're at Shake Fest.
Dude, I love the Eaton Burgers
Fridge Festival. The words cannot describe how much I love the Eaton Burgers Fridge Festival. I heard it's BYOK, bring your own ketchup. You think I could sneak a bottle of mustard in? They make you pay for the mustard there. It's really expensive.
They pat you down for condiments when you go.
Dude, this might be the new Woodstock.
Yeah, the Eating Burgers Fridge Festival. Fuck.
Oh, fuck, dude. That is one medium rare riff.
That's good.
Fuck. That was a smash hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not gonna see that on the goddamn Comedy Jam.
No.
Oh, hold on one sec. Yeah, no pictures, no pic. It's another fan here at Skankfest, you know.
Oh yeah, we're live from folks. We're here in beautiful Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, yeah. We're in Fremont Street.
Please, I need everyone. This is actually true. I do need everyone to subscribe to Patreon because I have lost a lot of money gambling.
Yeah.
Even before we got to Skankfest this year.
Yeah. Yeah, we both replicated Skankfest this year. Dalton went to the casino, and I tried to make conversation with a headliner who didn't want to talk to me.
Oh yeah, who was that?
No, I'm kidding, but that is. I'm saying we recreated Skankfest in the aggregate.
That's true. Yeah.
I am bummed. I literally am bummed I won't meet Jason Mewes of all the years to miss.
That is, you know what's really cool? I didn't know that this was even happening. I must have not been paying attention. It's really cool that Crack got to open for the Insane Clown Posse.
That is cool. And I realized Everlast and Insane Clown Posse, both years, secret musical guests were people Eminem has done rap battle songs about.
Nice. Yeah, that's really great for Crack. I hope he's plugging the show. I hope he's plugging the.
It seems like this is the Crack here. He's in he's on a ton of shows.
Lewis loves Crack.
Yeah, he does. Last time I did a last podcast, he was just playing Crack Amico before. I don't think he even knew I did a podcast with him.
Yeah, I wonder how Lewis feels about the podcast. I wonder if he's in Crack's ear right now, telling him like, "You need to leave them, doggy."
Yeah, I am wondering if people are trying to get in his ear, saying like, you gotta leave those bozos.
Right. Well, I mean, I in the time I've known Craig, I think that even if there were people who were trying to do that, I don't think he would take. I don't think he would listen.
No, Crack is loyal in a way that many people and almost every comedian is not. He's a man of his convictions. He has the wonderful gift of not really caring what other people think as much.
Yeah. And he's also just like actually talented.
Yeah. Like a real person, you know.
Oh, dude. Yeah, in a real person, yeah.
That is a problem with Skankfest, is it is just kind of it's always a lot of fun, like a ton of fun, but it is just like an ego soup up in there, you know.
Well, the thing with any comedy festival is it's like for both audience and performer, everybody needs to understand that this is like to have fun.
Yeah, I know. I go there.
I don't think there's anything that's gonna come out of a comedy festival other than a good time.
Yes, some people treat it like networking and shit.
Right.
Like, I mean, look, these people are successful, so what do I know? But I think a lot of people just really do treat comedy like a business, and maybe that's smart. But
it's like it's a balancing act. It's the fucking the knife on Thanos' finger. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because you gotta it's the business of goofing off and having fun, so you gotta like compartmentalize those two things and know when to intersect them with each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I mean, yeah, it's like,
well, yeah, Stuart was smart about her career, and she didn't like festivals or comedy parties because I think she didn't like to want to be seen drunk around comedians or whatever, which is smart. You know, it's like
she'd rather just be seen fat around them. You didn't say that. I did.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Hey, I just gotten in trouble lately, and as we all know, I hate when girls are mad at me. So please don't be mad at me.
It's been my entire fucking life. Who cares? At this point, I'm like callous toward it. Like I'm completely.
Don, once you get the Eating Burgers Fridge Festival off the ground, people are going to be fucking you for spots.
Yeah. Well, the last girl I had sex with did it just to get. She was trying to steal my Dalmatians.
Cruella de Vil?
Mm-hmm. She was fucking me for spots.
Oh, I get it.
Thank you. Hey, folks, thank you. Please subscribe to the Patreon.
Yeah, we are the last comedians left out there.
We are the last comedians left out there. I also think, I like comedy itself, especially like stand-up, is it's always evolving.
It's what?
It's always evolving. It's always changing.
Evolving, yeah.
Evolving,
yes.
Like a Pokemon.
Yes, I agree. It is.
Also,
comedians are so resistant to change too.
Yeah,
that's why we're the only ones who use microphones that still have a cord with on it.
Yeah, we still have the old timey micro. Well, the black flyers do have the old timey microphone. The posters for black comedy shows.
Oh yeah, well those are great. Those are great I think we've talked about this. I like those posters so much more than like.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that. Those posters are like make it look so fun.
Yeah,
and usually it's not actually a
black
fun
comedy
show.
Posters are like they basically are like we booked everyone here because they look hilarious on a poster.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like there's like a really fat guy, like a midget, a guy in like somehow an 8-piece suit.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, it's like and alt comedy posters all are like trying to look like a music show where it seems like a band that would be mad if you attended.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I think like I don't know. It feels like the arts themselves, not just comedy, have not necessarily to like the detriment of art, but everybody's trying to figure out what's going on because it's all become so democratized. It's all opened up because now
and decentralized. Like it used to be only New York and LA were anything.
We're actually the first podcast on the blockchain. We're actually the first blockchain comedians. We're decentralized.
Yeah, we are in the metaverse. Someone tweeted today, and it was a good point that like 2 years ago, everyone was convinced the metaverse was going to be like Facebook put billions of dollars into the fucking metaverse.
Something's going on. Zuckerberg is going to come back with something's happening because he is the way he's retooling his public image,
right,
and endearing himself to people. He's about to unveil
something really evil.
Like something's going to happen where he, I guess, like takes over the internet.
I mean, AI does actually. That one does seem like it's here to stay.
Because the second that he offers a viable alternative to what we have now,
right,
to Twitter and all this other horse shit, something that people actually see, something that seems like it's actually going to be worthwhile, not Threads, but something else.
Right.
People are going to flock to that because, like, as it is, everybody's relegated to
flock to
They're going to flock. He's partnering with.
You're saying they're going to flock to a new platform.
Post
on that thing.
He's partnering with Haley Welch and Jake Paul to begin the flock
to a new platform that people are going to flock to.
Yeah, it's Hawk to us, talk to media,
Hawk to media,
something like that.
Hawk 2 King.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Kenny just showed up in the chat. Kenny, happy birthday. Happy birthday again, Kenny.
Happy birthday, Kenny. I'm glad that your gut is festooned with Chinese food.
His gut is festooned with Chinese food right now.
My favorite Dalton word alert.
Festoon is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he wants to know.
Sal might come on in like 5 minutes.
Sal might be dead.
But he also might be dead.
He also might be dead. But
Jake Paul with the Disney kid? Oh.
Yeah, I think because like I think most people are still just using Twitter because we don't know what to do. So
it is crazy how valuable I guess it is to just get there first because Twitter is still the big one.
Yeah, well, Twitter just like figured out.
My mom uses Threads.
Yeah, Twitter just figured out like microblogging. It was just like, what if like Facebook but shorter?
But it is an objectively worse platform than Threads now, probably. I don't know.
Probably. I've never used Threads.
Threads kind of blows.
Yeah, it's all bad. It's really like the only reason I use Twitter is I just want more people to find the podcasts.
I like Twitter because I think I like Twitter the best still, even with all the Hitler stuff. It was more annoying when I took the take seriously, and I was like, "You're a fucking idiot," you know. Like, at least the Hitler stuff seems I can kind of like write it off and be shocked by it. Whereas when it was like a blue check news person, I'm so glad this genre of article is gone. Here's what people are saying about blank. It's like, oh, you're just doing a Twitter aggregate article. This is the news.
You're getting paid $300,000 a year to retweet.
Yeah, the mainstream media took Twitter the media class took Twitter way too seriously, and Elon taking over at least gave it very little cultural value in a way that made it better.
Delegitimized it. Yeah,
I low-key Elon kind of dudes rock that by accident.
Loki Elon, is that one of the variants from the multiverse?
yeah.
Loki Elon.
Loki Elon, yeah, right. Was season 2 of Loki any good? It
was okay. It sets up all this shit they can't do now because of Jonathan Majors.
Oh yeah,
because he's like a big part of it. His character.
They're just not doing Kang no more.
Right, no more Kang.
Yeah, my dad was bummed when Jonathan Majors was kicked out because I think he was stoked for Kang.
He was Kang.
He was Kang. It's somebody named the black guy Kang.
Yeah.
Well, he was Kang.
Well, because like all the Marvel stuff that was created in like the 60s and 70s was just like white guys and Jews thinking of like, well, how would a black person talk? Like, how do we think black people talk? So they're like, Wakanda.
Right. But they love that. Black people love Black Panther.
Yeah, black people love Black Panther.
Black people love Marvel stuff.
Yeah, but if you like look at the origins of it, it was just like some white guy being like, "This sounds African."
Right. Yeah.
It was basically like somebody doing like a Come Town bit.
Yeah, it was basically Nick Mullen. Nick Mullen invented Black Panther. He's like, what do they all live on an island?
Yeah, what if black people had a secret city?
Wakanda, get your ass down here.
Yeah, and it was called Wakanda, and their king is a guy named T'Challa. And
Speaking on, we are at Skankfest. What are you talking about? This is Skankfest.
No, yeah, we're live at Skankfest. We're just on a break. We're taking a little rest right now to do.
Well, the audience is just right out of frame. This is a live episode.
You can't see it, but Dr. Drew is on stage right now.
All right, doggies, bring out the coked up tranny. Oh, I guess Lewis's show is starting.
Yes, yeah. It's the streets are buzzing here in
bees.
Beautiful. Yeah, for some reason there's a lot of bees. They must be migrating for
the streets are buzzing due to a bee infestation.
Yeah, I guess they're migrating for the winter coming up.
Is that what Trump means when he talks about the migrants eating dogs?
Yeah, swarms of bees.
Folks, I misspoke. I meant to say they're stinging dogs. Mm-hmm. the migrant bees.
I've been getting into honey lately.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of honey?
I don't know, but I keep getting stuck trying to get to the honey pot, and then my friends Rabbit and Piglet need to help me. Yeah. They help me.
Tigger. His name is Tigger.
And Tigger.
Wait, was Rabbit's name just Rabbit?
I can't remember. Yeah, I have been getting into honey.
Your friends. Oh wait, never mind.
I started putting instead of.
They should put the Winnie the Pooh gang in Space Jam 3.
No, Winnie the Pooh's Disney, so it's in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh right,
right.
Stupid.
Space Jam is Warner Brothers.
Right.
So they can put Scooby Doo in Space Jam.
No. Winnie the Pooh is public domain now.
A version of it is.
Okay, they should put a version of Winnie the Pooh and his friends in
I don't really know how that works though. It's like there's somehow Disney owns the rights to
their specific version of Winnie the Pooh, but that's also the most famous version.
Yeah, and then there's like the actual Winnie the Pooh that nobody gives a shit about anymore.
Yeah, the old British
public domain now.
Yeah, I have an old Winnie the Pooh t-shirt. But yeah, you can do it. I think they just can't bear too much. But you can do it. You can. We can make a Winnie the Pooh.
They can't bear Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, it's more of a bare bones version of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Disney's, they're an evil.
Yeah, not only was Pennywise in Space Jam 2, but also the Clockwork Orange guys.
The Droogs.
But Pepe Le Pew was too problematic.
You're right. They put
the Droogs are rapists.
The Droogs are killer rapists.
I might have to rewatch Space Jam 2 and see if I actually like it or not.
I do like it.
I liked it too.
I think I like it for the same reason that everyone loves Megalopolis right now.
It's insane it was made.
It's insane.
Yeah. But I also like the Looney Tunes, and I like basketball, and I like Space Jam, and I like my childhood. So
yeah.
Also, the Michael Jordan joke was very funny. How was Michael B. Jordan?
That's
legitimately good joke.
Oldershaw has the best.
Oh yeah.
If Michael B. Jordan was white, his name would be Michael is Jordan. Yo, shout out to Nick.
He's got a banger new one about the green M&M. They're like he's like, Tucker Carlson says that they're trying to make the green M&M less sexy because they took off her boots. I don't think you realize taking out the boots, that's not gonna make me want to stop fucking the green M&M. That wasn't the thing that made me. The thing that makes me want to fuck the green M&M is it's a M&M that's a woman. Yeah, shut up, Nick. What were you saying?
I saw everybody's favorite idiot that thinks he's smart and he's also gay. He has
a DSA disorder.
He does. Yes,
instead of DSM. We were talking about DSM earlier.
He's
got a DSM, a dick sucking mouth.
Yeah, his official analysis of Megalopolis.
Yeah,
his scholarly critique of Megalopolis is it's Ayn Randy, which, like, no shit, genius.
That's. But it's Ayn Randy because it's riffing on like that architecture style that Ayn Rand incorporated in her sci-fi
Art Deco,
yeah, which is
Batman the animated series.
Did anyone notice BioShock's a little Ayn Randy? I went to Rockefeller Center. It's a little Ayn Randy over there.
Do I make Ayn Randy, baby?
Yeah, I don't like Ayn Randy. Yeah, hi. George Michael Bluth said that.
Mm-hmm.
He should have said that in Arrested Development.
Yeah, it's really funny to watch something that's so explicitly, obviously drawing from Ayn Rand,
right?
And think that you're coming up with some like revelatory analysis. Like, it kind of reminds me of Ayn Rand. It's like,
anyone notice it's a little Shakespeare-y?
Yeah,
it's about New Rome, and they talk like Shakespeare.
Right. Yeah, it's like all the things that are like the most obvious about it. Like, I could tell you just from looking at the poster for the movie that it's like, yeah, this looks like some Ayn Rand. This is invoking Ayn Rand.
It's also like, does that imply that it's hack to evoke Ayn Rand? BioShock evokes Ayn Rand very explicitly.
Is Rush, is the band Rush hack? No. So
Ayn Rand, for fuck with her or not, Atlas Shrugged is like a huge cultural
it's really bad.
I know it's bad, but it's like the imagery.
Dog, I couldn't finish it. It's so big, it's so long, it's so fucking boring.
It sounds terrible to me, but it's like that's the kind of stuff that should be remade. Stuff that has like a little kernel or riffed on. So it has a kernel of something interesting in a shitty package, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
that's the thing is like, because I tried to get in Ayn Rand because I love the band Rush, and so like Rush has all these cool, fun, interesting songs and albums and concepts, and I was like, well, shit, man, if they're basing all this off Ayn Rand, I gotta check this out. And then I started reading Atlas Shrugged. This was when I was in high school, and I got like 50 pages into it.
Sal read Fatlas Shrugged.
Yes, he did. That was he.
By the way, Sal will be in character as Fatless at the Eaton Burgers Fridge Festival.
Yes. Yeah, I read like 50 pages of it, and I was like, I don't even know. I don't even know what it's about.
I remember
boring.
I started it when, in like middle school, and everyone's like, "This is a great book." That's when it really hits. Libertarianism really hits when you're in like 8th grade.
Libertarianism really hits before you, like when your brain is not finished developing.
When it's developed, yeah. What if there was? It's basically what if there was a secret third thing?
Yeah.
But
the political ideology that is equivalent to ice cream for breakfast really appeals to you when you're a teenager.
Yeah, exactly. But Jake also did that thing. Megopolis. But he did that annoying leftist, like the way that they horny post is by saying like,
oh yeah, I want Aubrey Plaza to kill
Aubrey
me.
Plaza to hit me with a trident. And I'm like, when did this meme start? Can we end it? It feels so disingenuous. It feels like guys are like, how do I say I'm horny, but in like a way girls would like? Just say you're horny. Be honest.
I want Aubrey Plaza to lay down flat on her stomach while I enter her from behind.
I just said it's cool that we kind of saw her boobs in the movie.
Oh yeah, that too.
Now that's on it, but like I want like every letterbox is like I want Susan Sarandon to hit me with a truck, and it's like I don't want to die. I don't want someone to kill me. What about that is gonna help you be less? Is this a thing men actually desire, or are you just saying that because like it's a joke lesbians would make?
Right. It's probably also like part of his like weird fucking exhibitionist kink shit where.
No, if he was being honest, he would say, I would want Aubrey Plaza to fuck me in the ass with a strap on and then laugh at me.
But I want to have sex with her in what's called the prone position, where the woman lays on her stomach.
Prone and O'Brien,
yeah. And then you have sex with her from behind, and maybe she puts her hands behind her back, and you hold on to her hands to her like, wrists while you have sex with her.
Right.
From behind.
She has sex in the movie and is really yes, she's so hot in the movie, dude.
Wow,
she is amazingly hot.
Yeah,
I would really if she's listening, I would really like to have sex with her.
I would really enjoy giving her kisses.
By the way, we're at 69 views. Shout out.
Yeah,
but Kenny, a beautiful mid, there's nothing better. A mid that's in like really good shape and bimbofies herself. That's what I'm talking about, you know.
Yeah, and she was probably
go see Megapolis and try to tell him with a straight face she's not hot.
Maybe she was also like
a Italian dressing her up, but she looked like a babe.
Yeah, and for us, the guys around our age, she was also like a continuation of the Fairuza Balk archetype.
Fairuza.
She was sort of the Mozart to Vicky Valancourt's Salieri.
Yeah, well, she was like a nerdy, like she wasn't that. I didn't think she was that hot when I was in high school.
Well, I remember that like a lot of the appeal to her for like when she was on Parks and Rec was that her character was like in that same sort of like Vicky Valancourt thing where she's insane.
Right.
She's like hot, scary hot.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite.
Yeah. A woman who probably will be mean to you.
Yeah.
That was like a big appeal for
we call that Femoid's Law. By the way, isn't it sad that Keegan-Michael Key doesn't have appeal anymore?
That's very sad. Yeah. That's a real bummer, dude.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, yeah, she has like I think she's half hot because she seems like she was not that hot, so she has a really cool girl kind of personality. Like she's kind of quirky and talks like a guy. And now she's a hot woman with a good personality, which is really odd.
I do really appreciate that at this point.
All right, the rule applies. It's always darkest before LeBron. You can get on the show if you make me laugh or give me money.
Thank you for I do really appreciate that at this point the least successful and least relevant people to come out of Parks and Rec are Amy Poehler and Aziz Ansari.
Yeah. Well, no, Amy was just an Inside Out too.
Oh, that's right. But even that guy that played
Pixar kind of floats careers to their sequels because they always hire actors who are like comedians who are hot at the time, and then their career fades, but then they come out with a sequel like decades later.
Yeah,
so it's like the best work Tim Allen and Amy Poehler can get.
Yeah,
you know.
But I think even that guy that played Jerry still shows up and stuff. Where I'm like, oh, nice. He's still.
Oh yeah, well he was in Typecast. Also, Amy Poehler was kind of the least funny part of the show. Aziz was very funny.
She really was. She did not have the Tina Fey factor, where like Tina Fey was genuinely really funny on 30 Rock.
Yeah.
Whereas like on Parks and Rec, Amy Poehler was. She was not that funny on Parks and Rec.
No, she was just kind of like a good person. She was kind of, her character was a little. It was good for what they were doing, but she was a foil. She was kind of like the Jerry Seinfeld character, where she was more of a foil for the rest of the cast. Parks and Rec seems to have had no staying power. I don't hear about anyone like watching it anymore.
Because I think it was, I think it was like a very. Looking back on it, it might have been like a politically. What's the word I'm looking for? Like it's clearly based in like democratic, like Democrat ideology.
Yeah. Yes.
Like Obama era, Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Fucking
it's
Biden. Like Biden shows up in that show at one point is like a big like a big guest.
Yeah. Well, he also showed up in the Peta show too.
That's true. Yeah.
But also
Louis was in Parks and Rec early on.
Yes, he was. And then the creator apologized for having him on. It's like, are you implying that you knew what he was doing? Like, why?
Oh, dude, that guy Mike. What's that guy's name? Mike Schur. Is that it? Great.
Yeah.
That guy's such a fucking dude. He's so gay.
Yeah, he is.
He's such a weepy fucking pansy.
Yeah.
And that's like the biggest fucking weak point in his shit. Like his greatest foible is how schmaltzy and sentimental and fucking moralistic his shows are or try to be.
Right. Yeah, Parks
really
and Rec.
Obnoxious.
I think Trump kind of fucked up Parks and Rec pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make sense but then the West Wing is like that, and it's still oh yeah. You know, Mike Schur might be mid.
Yeah.
A lot of his shows are very fine. The Office is amazing.
It's either him or the other guy, Greg Daniels, one of them guys, own the rights to like the movie rights or something to do with Infinite Jest.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Greg Daniels did Parks and Rec too. Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of those guys owns the movie rights or the media rights or something to Infinite Jest.
Right.
I think he got them just so nobody could make a movie.
Right.
And so to this day, the only media for Infinite Jest that exists outside of the book itself is a music video by the Decemberists that I think Mike Schur was involved in.
That the Decemberists are one Mike Schur ass band, dude.
Yeah, they made a music video that what's happening in the video is a scene from the book.
Right.
And that's as far as I know, that's the only sort of media outside the book that exists.
Well, it's an unfilmable novel. I mean, I guess they could do like a mini series, maybe.
It's not unfilmable. You can't recreate the novel in a film in the way that the novel is written.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like novels themselves like exist as their own form. So when people say something's unfilmable, it's like, well, no, you just have to take the book itself and extract from it the version that exists as a movie.
Right. Well, I think it's just because they say that because like, if it's first of all, it's very long, and half of the book is just like kind of like a commentary on reading a book.
And also, I will say this: that something me and Drew Flores recently realized.
Yeah.
The plot of Infinite Jest is also the plot of Batman Forever. It's the Riddler's scheme in Batman Forever to get people addicted to his like TV thing and suck their brains out.
I've actually never read it all the way through. I always get bored.
You don't have to. It's about a videotape that kills people. Like
that sounds good.
Yeah, it's like people keep getting sent this videotape, and so they put it in and watch it. And
so it's The Ring.
Kind of, but it's also the Riddler's thing from Batman Forever, because like they start watching it, and it's like something about it is so entertaining and addicting that they just keep watching it on a loop, and so they're like their corpses are being found just like sitting in piles of shit and piss.
See, that sounds really good to me.
Yeah, but that's like the plot, I suppose, and then surrounding that is also like a kid who's really good at tennis and a guy who's in rehab and a prostitute, and
they should call it Tennis the Menace.
Yeah. So you could, I mean, you probably could make a movie of it. It's not incomprehensible.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like a sci-fi conspiracy. That actually sounds very straightforward, kind of.
Yeah, it's pretty, like the actual plot is pretty straightforward, and there is like a lot of sci-fi conspiracy shit in it. Like there's
cool. It's not Thomas Pynchon.
No, it's not incomprehensible in the way that like Gravity's Rainbow is.
Didn't Inherent Vice? Paul Thomas Anderson made a movie of that, right?
He did. I've never seen the movie or read the book.
Maybe I should rewatch it though, because I remember really not liking it.
Dude, I love Colin Farrell. He's in it, right? Or am I thinking of someone else?
It's Joaquin. Joaquin, yeah, who's always good.
He's like Colin. He's a little Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
that's why I'm confused.
He's kind of like Colin Farrell.
Yeah, dude, I love Colin Farrell.
He's great. He's the Penguin.
Yeah, I gotta watch it, dude.
It's fun. It
looks good.
It definitely is just The Sopranos, but Batman. Yeah. But you know what? I like Batman and I like The Sopranos.
I love that the only way you can really make any sort of like I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for?
A crime show for men, honestly.
Yeah, like the only way you can sort of make any sort of art house or literary type movie or TV show now is if it's somehow also a superhero thing.
Yeah, Low Rose put it well. It's like this is it, even though it's a little corny in the first 10 minutes, but then it feels like something you'd watch on HBO in the 90s in a good way.
Right. Yeah, because like the way that the Joker is just trying to do like a
taxi driver,
bunch of, like, Scorsese shit.
Yeah, a studio would not give $50 million to make a movie just about a mentally ill guy who wants to be on TV.
Because honestly, the biggest detractor for me for the Penguin, like the thing to me that's the least interesting about it, is that it's a Batman show. It's
right.
It's like a comic book thing.
But my thing is like they're going to be here's my thing with the whole Matt Reeves Batman verse is they're going to be so limited on the characters they can even use.
Right.
You know,
that's what I'm saying is
pretty much exhausted all the ones that they can do.
Batman is goofy. That's what's fun about Batman.
What the fuck is the Clock King gonna do in the Penguin show?
Yeah, Calendar Man. That honestly, that's what James Gunn gets right. Is he plays into how goofy comic books are, like in like the silliness of them.
Yeah,
and he just makes like fun movies.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Batman was a fun movie and a good experiment, but I just don't know what they're gonna do because they're gonna have to do the Joker again because he's the only one that's like a regular guy. Like even Ra's al Ghul is crazy, and even the Nolan version of those characters are very stripped down, and like even though they're stripped down, they're still sci-fi and fantasy. You know?
Yeah, that was the one thing the Flash movie got right was it tried to be silly. It completely failed on all fronts. Like,
Ezra Miller is just awful, and there were two of them in that movie.
Poorly made movie, but it at least like the movie at least kind of understood that it was supposed to be kind of silly and campy, and it didn't execute any of that well. But
it got the assignment.
It had one good scene where he's in the alternate universe and Eric Stoltz was in Back to the Future.
Yeah, that was fun. There's some good individual scenes, but it was less than the sum of its parts.
That's honestly, this is why Michael Keaton works so well as Batman, even in that movie, is because he's a silly guy.
Yeah, he's a silly Billy.
Yeah, he's a silly Billy. So he works really well as Batman because it is a ridiculous character.
Yeah. I liked Keaton in it. I mean, it's honestly just because it was just whoever's idea was it to have two characters played by Ezra Miller was a fucking idiot. I get that they were doing Flashpoint, And it might have been. I mean, I think they're building up to that one Flashpoint scene, which was very cool, but he was just so fucking annoying.
But there are multiple Flashes already that are not, where it's just the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's Jay Garrick, there's Barry Allen, and there's Wally West, and probably a bunch of other fucking Flashes I don't even know about. But those are like the three I know of.
Right. Ezra Miller and Donald Trump were kind of in a similar situation where it's like they were in a lot of trouble, but they had like one Hail Mary. Ezra's being the Flash and Trump's being the election. And if the Flash was a hit, Ezra might have been able to keep a career going.
Yeah.
And if Trump wins the election, he won't go to jail.
Yeah.
So they kind of have, there's like the similar situation if you think about it.
Dog, you know what Matt Reeves should do if he is gonna like try and bring the Joker back? Is like, dude, there's this years ago. It's a very maligned comic book. It's a beautiful comic book.
Happy birthday, Kenny. Goodbye.
Happy birthday, Kenny. It's a beautiful book because it's drawn by Jim Lee, the great Jim Lee. But it's a book that Frank Miller wrote called All Star Batman and Robin, and it's like, you know, late career Frank Miller shit. Where
Did I read that?
I don't know. It's a fucking insane comic book.
Oh, is that the one where he says, "Are you retarded?" I'm the goddamn Batman.
I'm the goddamn Batman. Yeah, because it's like this over the top, like almost like fascist Batman. Yeah. And he's not rules. Yeah, and he's not cool with the Justice League at all. And the Joker has like, there's no Harley Quinn. His girlfriend is like some like butch woman named Bruno with swastikas on her tits.
Ooh.
But I think if Matt Reeves wants to keep doing this gritty Batman, try and do that. That's
fun. Yeah, do Frank Miller stuff.
Do All-Star.
Do the one where Batman that they wouldn't let him do, where he went to Batman to kill terrorists. Or he went to Iraq.
Yeah, do Batman goes to Lebanon.
That was have you heard about that? Holy Terror?
Yes, I have heard about it, yeah.
50 Cent got to do it though. He came out with a video game called Blood in the Sand where he went to Iraq to kill terrorists.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember that.
I have to pee real quick. Can you vamp for a second?
Yes, patreon.com/the Crowder Boys. Folks, please subscribe to that. And subscribe. I suppose most importantly, if you can't, if you don't want to give us money, at least subscribe to the YouTube channel for the Crowder Boys. It's youtube.com/@thecrowderboys. Even if you don't like tuning in to YouTube that much, just go ahead and click that button. The audio will be up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify every week. Maybe not at the same time as the video, but it will be uploaded. I've gotten complaints that the audio feed is not updated as quick as some people would like. I'm doing my best. So please subscribe to that. Subscribe to this channel. This is Robbie's channel. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe on this. And subscribe to Robbie's Patreon. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel, youtube.com/@cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. Tonight is usually when I do my Bible study, but Robbie asked me to do this, so I'm doing this with him now. But we usually do, we got the main show, Cornfed with me and Sal. I got Bible study every weekend. The Idiot Investor, the investing show I do with Drew Flores, and my solo show, Lost in the Maze, I do sporadically. And then I have a Patreon as well for me and Sal, patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. I need everyone to subscribe to that because Sal needs money to pay for his divorce. And that's all the plugs. And Crack Amigo.
Yeah, I hope Crack's having fun at Skankfest.
Yeah, I bet he's having the time of his life.
It doesn't seem like his scene though. He's kind of a introvert, and
yeah, he's. I think like drink. Yeah, I think he's very bombastic as a performer, but is.
Hey, thank you, Conte. We're killing it at Skank. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, Crack seems like a person, just a guy, kind of withdrawn.
Yeah,
like
Although I will say, hanging out in a hotel room is pretty sick too.
Hanging out in a hotel, dude. I love hotels.
Me too, dude. I love flipping the channels. I was being in a big ass bed that's so much more comfortable than my real bed.
Fuck Airbnb, dude. I'd take a hotel any day.
I have been team hotel row. Everyone laughs at me. Everyone laughed at me because they won't. Everyone's like, but what about? First of all, Airbnb is now more expensive than hotels.
It's more expensive. It gives me anxiety. It doesn't feel as accommodating.
I have to do my own laundry.
Yeah, it's not. I've never enjoyed Airbnb.
Also, the amenities at a hotel room are just so much better. I get if you're like in a big group of people, you don't want to live in the same. You want to be in the same place. All right, I get the Airbnb, but if you're just a solo traveler or just a couple, ain't nothing better than a hotel.
A hotel. If I would live in a hotel if I could, and I might have to soon.
I'm here live with the crowd pod. See, thank you for confirming that we're at Skankfest.
Thank you. Yes, we are. We are broadcasting. The crowd has been. It's honestly, it's been tough to concentrate or hear any of the conversation that Robbie and I are having because the crowd is so enthusiastic. Yeah. They're so boisterous.
Yeah.
But we are live here at
Skankfest.
Yeah,
we're. Oh, cool! A guy just overdosed in the front row. What's up, man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're on the Manscaped mini stage.
Yeah, they're all chanting. Yeah, we're on the Manscaped mini. we're in the Manscaped broom closet.
Yeah. After this, we're going to the Liquid Death VIP room.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna stand in line to try and get Lemaire to autograph my merch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're having a great time at Skankfest Vegas. I gotta be saying, dude. To be honest with you, Vegas is a great idea for a dude's vacation.
Yes.
It seems like a pain in the ass to try and get there for a comedy festival.
Oh, I think it's a terrible idea.
Actually, it was. To be honest, it was kind of difficult to get here because we're live at Skankfest.
Yeah, it was hard, man. Look,
it's.
I had to sit next to. Last year, Chris O'Connor sat next to me on my flight, and then immediately asked the flight attendant to change seats. I was like, I'm already getting big time to not even at Skankfest yet.
You're getting big time by Santino's opener.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tommy Poe was like, "Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you." Oh, hey, Robbie. He's a.
I mean, honestly, Chris O'Connor and Tommy Poe. I mean, my interactions with them are very nice guys.
Chris was nice to me, and then he became a dickhead out of nowhere.
Yeah, they're very sweet. They were nice to me. To be honest with you, I was fucked up.
Yeah.
I was either on drugs or manic, so who knows?
That Philly crew is also nice one on. Not all of them. Tommy's a super nice guy. Shane's actually nice, and McCusker is the nicest of them.
Yeah, Shane is an interesting case.
It's very high school because when they get in a group, then that's when they become. In high school in the jocks, when you're one-on-one with them, they're super nice. Yeah. When they all hung out together, they were dickheads. That's kind of what that Philly crew is like. Yeah,
Shane is an interesting case study because he's gotten too famous for his personality.
Yeah,
because you could tell that he's naturally a humble guy who I think thinks celebrity is kind of gay. Being a
I don't necessarily think so. I think he just has enough. He has a lot of shame, and that can actually be very helpful.
Oh yeah, it gives you that all shucks factor.
I think he's just I think he has deep Catholic guilt.
Yeah,
he could never do the Russell Brand thing because it would be too shameful. Whereas motherfucking Russell Brand, he's literally shameless.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll do that.
With William H. Macy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a kind of comic that just will do the naked roast and stuff like that. And it's I can just identify it.
Even I would. Dude, Zach asked me to judge it that one year, and I was like, "Do I have to be naked?" And he was like, "Yeah." No fucking way, dude.
I went last year, and there was a comedian there that I did really want to see naked, and I did see her naked.
Nice. Yeah.
And Karen was naked too. The naked roast is a bizarre. Last year was weird because they didn't have a regular roast; they only had the naked roast. And I'm like, what are we doing?
Right. Well, I guess Tony couldn't make it. Was he there last year?
He was there last year, but he didn't let them do Kill Tony because no kidding. He said it's because it's an arena act.
That's the thing about Shane is he's not a psycho. That's like the interesting thing is he is like such just a guy who is talented that it's just such an anomaly. So
Shane's got his own brand of psycho, but it's not in the way a lot of comics are. Tony is like the worst of that, like as you said, a pissing contest. Shane can be a dickhead. I've said this before. He's kind of like a big brother who like abuses you, but then he will stick his neck out for you if he sees someone else being a dickhead too.
Right. He's also very willing in why wouldn't he be to play the game? You know, like he always knew he'd be famous. I remember I asked him to do he moved to the city. No, I only knew who he was because of Nick and Brendan. I asked him if he wanted to do my podcast, and he kind of obviously didn't. He was like, he already knew he was too big for stuff, even though he didn't really have anything to his name at the time. Right.
Or he knew that he was going to go places.
I'm the same way, you know.
Yeah.
I'm too big.
Yeah.
I'm too big for toilets. There's a lot of toilets.
Yeah, most people's heads get big. Dalton, I'm glad that you're making a comeback. I just don't want it to go to your ass.
Yeah, there's a lot of toilets where I'm like, this is going to be a very difficult dump.
I just ordered a squatty potty at Miguel's voucher.
They are nice, yeah. Squatty potties and bidets are pretty tight.
I actually think I would have enjoyed Skankfest this year just because I think I would have enjoyed hanging out with the do-rag and the deer tag guys because they aren't like that. Those guys aren't like that.
Yeah, well, it is a very fun time, and if you get booked to do a live podcast, you get a nice little paycheck.
Yeah, but it is also just hard to. I've had difficulty finding people to just chill with. You know, a lot of it's like very like networky or coworkery, or you know, it feels like hanging out at the stand. You know,
I tell you,
last year I hung out with Dan Wicks most of the time.
Hell yeah,
literally, I hung out with Dan and Marty Cunny.
And it's funny only there this is the year that's been a real fiasco for you. It sounds like
that last Skankfest was in the eye of a fiasco, and I had to leave a day early to do Howard Stern, and then my sketch got cut like on the air, so I missed a day of Skankfest for nothing.
I tell you about when I was there that year in Houston. I tell you about the interaction I had with Jim Florentine.
You have it. Tell it again.
It's one of the things that stands out to me is just like I just being in the throes of a mushroom trip. That feeling of like I don't know, like thankfulness and togetherness that you
gratitude,
feel. Yeah. Where I was just like walking around. The first guy I saw was Jim Florentine.
Yeah,
and I went up to him and I said, and I just was like, "Hey man, I just want to say thank you."
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
Dude, he looked at me and he goes, "What?"
What?
And I was like, I just want to say thank you, man. I don't even know if I knew who I was talking to. And he goes, "What?" And I said, "Hey, thanks, man. Thank you."
You know, he was a Howard Stern guy, so that he's probably gotten much worse.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, you're a faggot for dating Robin.
Yeah, he was so just like bewildered by what was happening.
That's such a funny guy for that to happen to, because it's Jim Florent, like respected and sort of famous. That's really funny. Like, it's high stakes enough for that to be a hilarious story, but also low stakes enough for it not to be that embarrassing either.
Oh, I mean, I would say the nice thing about like everything I've been through is that I've crossed the like threshold. I've pierced the veil of embarrassment where I don't know how I could ever feel embarrassed again, really.
Aren't you embarrassed? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is, I mean, honestly, they do say, you know, that building character shit is true, you know? I'm a different guy pre and post 2023, honestly.
Yeah, like I've gone through the absolute worst that you can go through just in life, but also just like publicly, to where it's like now I am in a sense liberated, where I'm like, well, literally, there's literally nothing that could happen at this point that anyone could hold over me or make me feel like bad about. You know what I mean?
This made me laugh. I found it hilarious. I know of Dan Wick's existence, him being an open micer in New York and me being a guy in Brazil.
That's a great age.
That's the beauty of podcasting, ladies.
Beautiful thing about podcasting.
Although him being an open micer who has not guested on the show, who has never been a guest.
Literally nobody knows who he is. I don't know if he's ever even been on a podcast.
He's actually now gotten a little mini fame from Roast Battle because the Roast Battle shows become popular online.
Yeah. It looks from what I've seen of just the pictures I've seen lately, it looks like he's like transitioning.
He just looks like an emo punk rocker now.
Yeah, it looks like he's going through some sort of crisis.
Yeah, he is giving but it's funny, like everyone makes fun of him for it and he just keeps on trucking. Like I made fun of his rings literally every single time I've done a roast battle, whether judging or he was judging and I was battling, or just in casual conversation or suggesting jokes to other people to use. I'm like, let's do a ring joke.
Yeah.
When I battled him, I put because he wears rings now. I put on like
you know what's interesting is like when a guy decides to start doing that and you see the change happen, you can see like, oh, this looks fucking ridiculous. What an insane thing to do. But it's really strange to like be sitting at a table with somebody like Rich Voss.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even occur to you that he looks fucking ridiculous.
Well, I think if you do it, because now it's just, oh, that's what Dan looks like. Like, I think he dyed his hair pink to, like, keep the momentum going. But yeah, right. I wore a ring pop on all of my fingers when I roast battled him. Yeah, I got a big laugh.
It's like, it's just funny how, like, you see somebody like Dan who just, like, makes the decision to start doing that. And it's like, what are you doing? But I think back to, like, the times I was, like, talking to somebody like Voss. And just every now and then I'd have these moments of clarity where I'd be like, why is this guy iced the fuck out? So much jewelry on.
Dalton, I feel like you went through a lot of looks and stuff too.
Oh, dude, I dressed like a maniac for sure.
Like there was the sunglasses phase, the bandana phase,
Where are the sunglasses now?
The All America phase. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've settled into now. Just a bag of Fruit of the Loom shirts is
honestly Fruit of the Loom is pretty good.
Is a good shirt, yeah.
I've just been buying
flag.
all of Kanye's unreleased clothes that was with his Gap partnership because they go for. I spent way too much money on them, but I'm planning on reselling some of them, and for what that he was selling them for, I'm getting a great deal. Like, it's a great deal.
The American flag attire, I think I'll never stop wearing.
That's fun though.
I love wearing American flag stuff.
I found this watching basketball videos those.
Hold on. By the way, I just remembered. This is why Voss was on my mind, because YouTube earlier recommended to me an episode of his podcast. And I clicked on his channel and looked through a lot, like the last like 20 episodes. For the most part, the Crowder Boys is doing better numbers than that show. I'm
not shocked. His special did the worst out of all those Gas Digital specials, which is shocking because he's probably the best comic on that lineup.
Oh, yeah, Voss is a very funny club.
He's the kind of guy that's best in the room, though, because he does a lot of crowd work.
Well, you know what? I've listened to his CDs, and I've listened to his CDs. He's really fucking good. He's great. Funny.
And he told me once when I moved to the city that he's like, I think you're gonna be on SNL or something. And I was like, yeah, this New York is gonna work out. I found this on watching like basketball. Basically, there's a lot of too lazy, too tries in basketball too. And one of them was advertising this. It's called Patriot Swag, which, as far as I can tell, is for like hype beast Republicans. Like, It's called Patriot Swag. And it's just like, yo, if you want to rock the flag, but you want to look fresh doing it, I don't know. The existence of this just really made me laugh.
This.
Like, look, see, obviously MAGA coded, but it's like, streetwear style.
It's really great, Robbie, that loving America now is MAGA coded.
For black people, they didn't want to be here.
What do you mean they don't want to be here? Where else is there any other government in the world that's going to pay their bills like they do? I'm saying
here? They didn't want to be here.
Oh yeah, initially no, but now it's a pretty sweet setup they got here because
Low Res was talking about some Italian exploitation movie called like Uncle Tom something, where they like realistically depict like it's basically about like documentarians who time travel to document slavery. And they like do like one like they basically do the horrors of slavery on a cast that was all like it was in Haiti, and Papa Doc like commanded them to be extras in this movie, and it's apparently like one of the hardest things you can watch. It's like up there with they say it's up there with like Cannibal Holocaust.
Okay.
Goodbye, Uncle Tom. That's it. Yeah.
Slavery looks pretty bad.
Well, the one scene I watched on YouTube was pretty funny. There was like this one like sellout black guy was like, "I got a free job, free room and board." Like he's like super into being a slave.
Yeah. By the way, this has nothing to do with any of that. I just remembered something. What's going on with Apple? What's going on with Apple TV? Because I was on TikTok last night and I saw a clip from something that. At first, I was like, "Is this something from an Ocean's movie?" I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was George Clooney and Brad Pitt.
Oh, Wolves.
Yeah, and it was like, and the clip was like, "This looks like a pretty good movie." Like, what is this? And then I was like, there's like a movie with George Clooney and Brad Pitt on Apple TV that I didn't know existed.
Yeah,
that looks good. It doesn't look like it's of the caliber of like
it does look good.
It doesn't look like a Redbox movie. It looks like it's actually pretty good, and there's like there's like a ton of that on Apple. Like specifically, Apple TV has looks like it has like really great shit.
Yeah,
and nobody knows what it is because like I might be revealing too much. I try to sell it to people at my job. I try to sell people Apple TV subscriptions, and they don't know what I'm talking about. They like why they go, well, I don't have an Apple thing, and I go, no, it's like a streaming service.
Yeah, anyone. I think people don't know that you don't have to have an Apple. Whatever.
They don't. I pitch it to people as like part of a bundle package I'm trying to sell. Right. Everybody be cool. Nobody try to guess where I work.
Hey, I've got a package I want to sell you, pal.
But I tell people like, yeah, this comes with this, and Apple TV, and they go, well, I don't know, I can't use the Apple TV. Because I don't have an Apple TV, and I go, no, it's like their streaming app, so you just download it.
Right, that made me laugh too. All right, so it takes place in the mind of Adam Scott, and what happens is it posits the question: what if you didn't have to work, but at the expense of someone else's reality?
Dude, I've literally tried to explain to like poor black people who only watch like shows on Oxygen and like reality. I've literally tried to pitch them this, and they go,
Ron Paul's Drag Race.
They go, what is Apple TV? And I go, it's got Killers of the Flower Moon. And they're like, what? And I go, the Scorsese movie. And they go, who? It's people who's like,
they probably think it's like a black comedy show, The Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, that would sell it better than me saying they got the new Scorsese
Apple
movie.
TV is very much like they're trying to be like prestige, like. So I think the reason though, actually I'm supposed to do an episode with Low Res about the Napoleon Director's Cup, but I haven't watched it yet. But I heard that like they are really scaling back. They're kind of like stopping what their strategy with Apple TV. So I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves is kind of like a holdover and they just don't want to spend that much money on marketing it. Right. I heard that Jake Gyllenhaal show is good too.
I've heard that show with Vince Vaughn looks good.
That does look good.
Yeah. There's so many shows.
I've been enjoying Menendez, but yeah, there's too many. I've been enjoying Menendez Brothers, and
that was the thing. I've touched on this before, but like during that writer's strike, I'm like, well, if there's a billion shows, there's no way they can all pay you enough for you to like. There's so many shows now that most writers' rooms are probably making as much as like each writer is making like as much as someone who sells used cars makes.
Yeah, the irony of the writer's strike is that more writers, there's probably more people with writing jobs than any point in history, but they're all like 6-week shows for Peacock that no one watches.
Yeah, it's people writing for like direct to streaming shows that are not.
So I've been like going through the Farrelly Brothers kick. They wrote something for Quibi that got dumped onto Roku TV, starring Dave Franco, Ice Cube's son, and Bill Murray. And it's apparently pretty good too. It looks good, but I never fucking. And I'm tapped in.
Yeah,
I never fucking heard of it ever.
Yeah, it's all been diluted, like all like media to the point where, yeah, like every writer thinks they deserve like a fat paycheck, and it's like, what is the thing you're working on? Does anyone watch it?
Yeah, it's funny because also like some of these writers, like, you only got hired because you have like a long name and you're a black woman,
or you have some sort of like your parents or the college you went to or both, or like it's all these people LARPing is broke, like where they're like, I can't afford my rent, and it's like, well, you can't afford your rent with the job you have, but you can afford your rent.
Yeah, get a job. That sounds heartless, and like the main part of the writer's strike I understood was like just trying to get some protections for AI now, because people got fucked before streaming about royalties, and I think they still do. So I think they just want to get ahead of the ball on that. But yeah, I mean, like, all the ones who have writing jobs are like, it's not a real job anymore. It's like, you wouldn't have had any job if it was the old system. The one with healthcare, when there was like 5 shows.
Yeah. If you were writing on Roseanne in the 90s, you were set.
Yeah, but there used to be like 20 writing jobs, and now there's like 200. But they just don't make make shows like Frasier. The seasons are like 23 episodes. They don't make sitcoms like that anymore.
No, and nobody wants to watch shows. More people listen to podcasts.
People do watch shows, but I don't think a lot of them don't. I think Netflix is the only thing people watch, really.
Yeah, I mean, you're better served now just doing something on your own. Like, why do people want bosses anyway? Like, why would you want to?
I would like a writing job just because it would force me to produce, and it is because I need like structure, and there's also a lot of stuff. It's hard to make stuff on your own, It's hard to like I need a class
every fucking week, baby.
Yeah.
Do it every goddamn week.
Yep. I just think it was funny because I was talking to this fucking chick, Mika Mo, and I was kind of like talking about festivals, not Skankfest. We're here right now, and
is that one of the Crash Bandicoot masks?
Mika Mo. No, she's just like she's like one of those like black girl comics, who like is booked everywhere. Mask. Well, she's just like doing well and stuff, and like can't rationalize why anyone else wouldn't be doing well. I mean, that's not just black women; that's almost all women in comedy. Like, they just can't wrap their head around the fact that like anyone is struggling,
right?
Because they just get booked so quickly and easily.
Right.
And I was just talking about yeah, it's a waste of time to apply to because I applied to this like Sam Talents Festival and I didn't get in. I was like, all right, if I fucking know the guy who runs this and I can't even get in, then where the fuck, what chance do I have to get in any of these festivals? I was like, I have a good tape, I have good credits. Like, what's the missing piece here? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I get into a lot of festivals. I get into a ton of festivals. I got my representation from festivals. I'm not saying, I didn't say festivals were bad. I'm saying I don't get into them. They're like, she's like, yeah, but I get into a lot of them. I'm like, you're not contributing anything to this conversation. You're just making me feel, you're just like slyly bragging that you get into festivals.
Yeah, I mean, women for the most part live in like a different reality.
Yeah, they think that they're the underdog in comedy, which, look, I get it. There's probably a lot of creepy men who like corner you in the back of a comedy club. And I don't have empathy, but it's like I have empathy for that. I have empathy for the fact that I don't get fucking booked.
I wouldn't even worry about it. I mean, who cares? Just to keep doing shit on YouTube and then it'll work out.
No, yeah, that's why I'm here.
That's what we're doing. I mean, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, all these fucking people that are going to these open mics and trying to network and do all this shit, that can work, but that's like the antiquated system. That's like all antiquated now.
Yeah, I don't get. Skankfest is the best festival just because it's like.
Yeah,
it doesn't pretend to be like anything that'll further your career. It's just like the whole thing is about like it's just about having fun there, and that's why it's the best one.
The old world is dying. The new world struggles to be born. Now is the time of monsters.
Yeah, I did South by Southwest, and first of all, it didn't help my career very much at all. But I thank you. I was very nice of them to have me. I was stoked to be there, but yeah, I was on the festival, and yeah, it didn't help my career at all, and like it was weirdly not fun at all because no one was like having fun. It was like very like, all right, we all came to a place to network and shit, and there's just
we recently introduced you. We introduced you to, and you got in Meat Canyon.
Yeah,
that's just a guy in Missouri who now is more successful than anyone we're talking about.
Yeah, and Tim Dillon called that actually around the time when
Tim Dillon watched Meat Canyon.
He is a meat. He was like, "Where's the Meat Canyon? Can I eat it?"
Yeah, Tim Dillon thought there was an actual meat
canyon, a canyon of meat. By the way, we will have Meat Canyon at the Eden Burgers Bridge Festival.
Yeah,
but it will be a literal canyon. It'll just be the name of one of the stages, the Meat Canyon.
I bet he would do it. We could get Meat Canyon and a Meat Canyon.
Yeah, we'll get a cannon full, and we'll get Mike Cannon too. Why not?
Dude, by the way, I would be more excited to meet him than probably any comedian at this point.
Well, just because he seems like a good hang too.
He seems like a cool. It's odd how cool he seems.
Well, he seems like another guy who's full of shame. Like he's constantly apologizing for some of his own cartoons and stuff. I'm like, this is one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen. You don't have to apologize just because.
Dude, that fucking Costco guy's one he just made.
That's one that got me into it.
Dude, he touched the face of God with that one. That one was so good.
Wait, who gave me a gig?
All right. You gotta. Someone in the chat gave you.
Someone says Robbie got a gig through the chat. Read it. I don't see it though. Oh.
Yeah, the guy. The guy who runs South by is in here.
Oh, Daryl 401.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I guess that makes sense. It's Skankfest. You know, a lot of industry comes out. Lee Rector.
Lee Rector damn near killed her. Thank you.
$2. New rule. Thank you, Jamaican Lewis.
Yeah.
Are you at Skankfest, Lee? Anyway, yeah, I think next year will be fun at Skankfest. I hope I get it.
We're gonna be rich as hell next year. And
we're gonna be rich as Voss next year.
You're gonna have to pull me away from the casino because I'm gonna blow through all the Patreon money.
Yeah, by this time Skankfest next year, not only will Tony Casino be there, I will have finally figured out what the character is or what exactly.
And by the way, when I say casino, that's because it's gonna be Skankfest in Durant, Oklahoma. It's gonna be the Choctaw Casino.
Wait, there's a city called Durant in Oklahoma.
Durant.
Yeah.
That's where the big Choctaw.
Because Kevin Durant played in Oklahoma. That's crazy.
Yeah, the big Choctaw where Pitbull performs is in Durant.
Ah, okay. I listened to the Blake Griffin episode of Stavy, and Stav went off for like 20 minutes about how it's the worst place he's ever been to. I got a kick out of it because I was like, Dalton's just been talking this place up.
I doubt. There's no way he was talking about the one in Broken Bow, because why would he be there?
I think it was because it was Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, but there's multiple Choctaws. The one in Broken Bow is just like, it's like the only thing to do in It's just a shitty casino in Broken Bow.
By the way, Broken Bow is what happens when you date Phoebe Bridgers. Bo Burnham must be a broken man at this point.
Yeah, like when the funny thing about it, like going to the Choctaw and Broken Bow that we're gonna have a meet up there.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally nothing there. There's the casino, and there's like a diner, and then like a motel.
Nice.
It's a nothing town.
Yeah, it sounds like the one in sounds like the casino in Connecticut, Mohegan Sun.
Yeah, we're in. A lot of those casinos are like, honestly, like Stav was probably talking about the one in Durant, but I mean, a lot of those Indian casinos are like that, where it's a town or a city in Oklahoma that has like nothing in it, but
right?
Because it's on Indian land, there's a casino,
right?
So like, yeah, because the one that I always went to when I was in college, the WinStar in Thackerville, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the only thing in Thackerville. So in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma, there's like the biggest casino you've ever seen.
Dalton, your life was basically Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just anomalies in reality. Like dude, I'm not joking. Like if you go to the WinStar in Thackerville, that town is literally fucking nothing. It's
Daryl, I did say Kevin Durant. Rewind.
But then there's this one casino there, the WinStar, which I've heard is the world's biggest casino. Like it's one story that
WinStar Runner.
Yeah, and it's called the World Casino because it's all sectioned off in the you have like Beijing and Rome and Spain. Whatever. It's like Six Flags. And so it's like you're in this like it's like that fucking episode of Star Trek where they get stuck in a casino. Like I don't know, dude. It's like a really bizarre place. Like it's just like you pass a gas station, you're in the middle of nowhere, and then all of a sudden there's bright lights and tons of people and cars, and Jeff Foxworthy is there, and you're like, what the? I thought, where did this come from?
Right. Wow. That's funny, man. It's like the Oasis it's like an Oasis.
Yeah, they'll be there.
I knew it was coming, but the simplicity is, it's like weight loss. You don't have to. It's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple.
When you spend $6,000 on improv classes, the biggest takeaway they teach you is first thought, best thought.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
I love that there's like all these people that work in finance and lawyers and shit.
Yeah.
They spend thousands of dollars on improv
classes.
To be taught for somebody to tell them, hey man, just
say what's on your mind.
Just have fun, man.
They do it for public speaking though, which is actually helpful.
Dude,
my hot take is that improv classes are actually helpful, but they're just really, really overpriced.
From what I saw in Dallas, they do it to get to find their spouse to get married. That's
what I mean by helpful is I've hooked up in almost every woman I've taken improv class with.
Dude,
maybe I should do improv. I got way more pussy doing improv.
Yeah, you probably would. That's been good. I've heard that's a good way to get pussy.
But you know what? The community is just so much gayer than the stand-up community.
That club, because like that, there was a club in Dallas that had stand-up shows, but it was primarily an improv place.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many people that were going there, not because they really wanted to have careers in comedy. It's just that they randomly decided to take an improv class. And then enjoyed improv enough they kept doing it, and then eventually just married someone that was also doing improv. So I saw like so many people fall in love just doing improv together.
Yeah,
it never happened for me. You never fucking no, but there was no woman.
You never got pussy from improv? That's surprising.
I barely did it. Like I tried it, and I was like,
did you ever get pussy from comedy?
No.
That's crazy. You are really good. I feel like everyone gets something.
I mean, I guess I suppose I did, but it was never for the most part. It never helped me. But that's like my personality is like. I guess I'm generally off-putting.
Yeah, but you're good at comedy, and you did have female friends, so it's not like you're like a pure incel.
Yeah, I
pure
don't.
cell.
Sure, I don't know. Yeah, there was never. Yeah, I don't know. It was comedy. There's never been anything that's really helped me get pussy.
I think it's all no. I it just helps. It helped a lot for me, I'll say. But I guess it's usually from other comics, never from an audience. Yeah, usually the people who fucked me were people who were also trying to do comedy.
Yeah, I guess that was the other thing is like here and there I would like try to talk to the women in comedy, and for me I was like, fuck, dude, this is the craziest fucking person I've ever met.
Yeah,
I would just be like,
sounds hot to me.
Yeah, it would.
I wonder if Lauren would have fucked me though. I know that's who you're talking about.
Maybe. Yeah. There was a lot of that. It was a lot of like the women I would meet through doing comedy. A lot of them did treat me the way she treated me, where
I've seen that as I saw that exact pattern.
Yeah, where they were like, they didn't see me as in any way sexual, and not even as a man. They treated me like a fucking child.
Yeah, I can see that. I think I also it might have been, but you're also kind of like more thoughtful with your comedy, and I'm just kind of like a big energetic retard. So I think maybe just the fact that I got their attention. They're like, oh, why am I paying attention to this person? I guess I'd fuck him, you know?
Right.
I'm also tall. That helps.
Yeah. Because there was that one lady, that hot Cuban, skinny Cuban lady.
Oh,
Veronica.
Oh my god, yeah, dude! I made a Hawk Tua joke as a joke on my. I had not heard from her in years, but I think I said stock Tua, invest on that thing, on my Instagram. You could like post a little joke, and she was like, hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't think Veronica's getting the irony here.
Yeah, she was very flirty with me and a lot of people, honestly.
Yeah,
she flirted in a way that if I flirted with any woman that way, it would be considered sexual assault. Like, she was very handsy and physical.
Uh-huh.
And I remember like the tipping point for me one night was we were like sitting at a bar together, and she started like rubbing her leg against the inside of my leg.
Whoa! Yeah, that's assault, brother.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, I gotta ask. I gotta make a move. And when I did, that's when she started like infantilizing me. Like,
oh no!
Yeah, she's like, oh no, you're just like such a sweetie and a fucking whatever. And I was like, yeah, you've been sending the weirdest fucking signals. Then.
Yeah, I really do dislike. And I'm not just saying this about girls that are friendly, girls who are like flirtatious with you and they know it, but they're like, they're just like, they're like, oh, but they're just like that with everybody. It's like, well, that's shitty of them because they're like leading a ton of people on.
Well, I think she had also just got done at least having like a fling with Andrew Casertano. So I was like, well, I should at least have a shot.
That gave every open micer hope.
They gave a lot of guys a lot of hope. There was a lot of guys who were like, okay,
you think when they're having sex, he starts clapping? I'm fucking your ass. I'm a stud. I haven't seen him around in a while. He's fucking hilarious.
He's very funny. Yeah, he's an interesting guy.
You know, childhood friends with Chris from BK.
Is he really?
Yeah,
that's right. Andrew's like old as shit.
Yeah, he's only in New York because I guess his parents both died.
Did they die?
Yeah, I think he's an orphan now.
Whoa, that sucks.
Yeah, but he was living, I think, maybe only his dad died or something.
He was very funny. And it was interesting to talk to him in person because he did not act like that in person.
No, he was like kind of a shy, normal. He's a very normal dude.
Very normal, yeah.
He's one of those guys who's amazing on stage, but I wouldn't like listen to a podcast of it. He was like the opposite of many comedians, where he's like really good on stage.
He is great in 5-minute bursts.
Just like me.
Yeah. He's great for a 5-minute set.
I will say I saw him do a showcase 10 minutes and it was fantastic at the I think it's he uses a tape. I think it's a stand tape. Everyone check it out. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, the chat keeps making me laugh. Either you guys like down on top of that Claire girl that was on Love Wing episode. Immediately followed by oh my god.
Well,
it is amazing. It is amazing how much our fans know about our like inside jokes. Even
crack your ribs if she tried to lay down on us. So.
Rest in peace, Claire.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Claire.
Rest in 3-piece at Popeyes.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, no, I got it. Rest in piece of cake. No, Claire's very cute, but I guess she's lesbian. When you eat so much, then you start eating pussy, you know?
Yeah. She got great tits.
She was hot. She had like that Shiva Mason thing. That was a fake thing. I need to stop reading the chats. You guys are too funny.
Shiva Mason looked like the girl from Eraserhead.
Mike Figs had a bizarre fascination. He would mention Shiva Mason almost every single episode, and it was a very funny reference. But at a certain point, I was like, "Is this just like a nerd?" I was like, "Why are you obsessed with?" He's like, I've never even met her." Like he didn't like.
Right. I think I.
Oh wait, that was you, Dalton. Knew that. Oh, so he took Dalton.
Figs all like mentioned her a lot. I think I mentioned her on the Loud Boys here and there.
My favorite random guy I mentioned is Dom Irera.
Oh yeah, well Dom is actually like kind of successful.
He's successful.
She was.
I guess Dan Wicks is my Shiva Mason.
She was like one of those like con artists lady. Like she's like the queen of.
She directed Star Trek too.
Yes. No. Well, she just is like one of these like bringer show ladies who. Like,
yeah.
People in the,
she would do Compound Media now and then too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because she's Jackie Mason's, I guess, daughter.
I think he denied that.
Yeah, she may or may not be Jackie Mason's daughter.
Yeah. Fix deleting the Young Guns. You know what? I'll try. I need to stop reading the chat if you guys aren't super chat. This is why people don't super chat. That's such a bummer because we had like Jordan and Ian right before they blew up, and there's like all these ones I know would get views now and help both of our careers if he didn't delete it all.
Dude, yeah, we had Ian on in the basement of my apartment.
Yeah, which is still one of our most viewed episodes.
Now he does a podcast in the basement of his apartment.
Wow, he jacked your swag.
Yeah, he jacked my swag.
I mean, Ian and Jordan especially is like famous now.
Yeah. Ian,
Facebook keeps recommending me Maddie Smith reels. If I was gonna think anyone's an industry plant, by the way, like I keep saying hide, and it's like all Maddie Smith. It's crazy.
You watching the 70 show?
Yeah. And nothing against Maddie. Maddie's very funny, but I'm just like, why is it all my either Facebook's algorithm?
I think there's like 8 talent agencies or something.
Yeah, her manager.
Where they pay a thing to boost their shit.
That's true, and Facebook is the one you can buy the most engaged. Like I remember your money goes farthest on Facebook. Yeah, I do think Maddie's very funny. I don't want to get in trouble with her, but and she is actually very funny. But
yeah, because I remember when I
only singled out because it was like literally there wasn't even another comedian on my fucking Reels page.
Yeah, because I remember when just out of nowhere I was getting like inundated with Stavros crowd work clips.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff.
And then I started getting text messages from like cousins of mine being like, "Hey, have you heard of this guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know who he is." And then it's like he must have. There's something going on here.
Yeah,
just out of nowhere, everybody knows who he is.
Yeah, they must have really good. Because I worked at an advertising agency, and they're doing something that we didn't know or they just must honestly they probably just put a ton of money into it.
Yeah,
because Fuck. What was I gonna say? But yeah, it's strange. It is strange. Like even Haktua, I noticed when I tweeted something with her name in it, it would get a ton of engagement, and I'm like,
yeah,
all right, there's some sinister force at work here going on.
Yeah,
probably. You know?
Yeah, who knows what's going on, dude? Do I start reading a book?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it is like it made me kind of starting to makes me sad because like it's just really stark, like a stark contrast when you read.
Oh, it was an Iron Man book.
Yeah, it's reading a comic book. No, it's such a like drastic contrast when you start to read something that was like lovingly crafted and bled for.
Oh, it was a Lovecraft book.
Okay.
No. Keep going. This is actually a good thought. I mean,
like when you start to engage with something that somebody like poured themselves in, like really sacrificed themselves to create, like a work of art, an actual work of art,
right?
And then you see like nowadays what is rewarded, like what's actually people are paying attention to.
Yeah.
And it's really depressing. It's really just
right.
like, damn, dude. It's like even the things that people think they're working hard on right now,
right?
They're not. They're making fucking slop, dude.
And doesn't it suck that like I feel like authors really don't. Do they make money?
No, not
like
anymore.
most authors. Yeah.
Raphael wants to know the name of the book. I started reading Don Quixote.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm reading a book that is what 500.
Which is, by the way, who Pacino. No joke. Pacino based his performance on Jack and Jill on Don Quixote.
Nice. I'll find out as I keep reading.
Terry Gilliam had like a similar passion project to Megalopolis called "Who Killed Don Quixote."
I've seen that movie. Yeah, I like that movie.
Oh, Cumtown splitting up. That's crazy.
I guess.
I think I knew that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I mean, it was published in 1605, so there wasn't really much else to do but write a book.
It was a summer of 1605. Yeah, books back then were like our video games.
But it is like reading it, and I'm only like 20 pages into it so far. But I can already tell like this is something like this guy, this Cervantes fella, like, tortured himself to write this fucking thing.
Yeah,
and this is like a true.
I mean,
like, constructed like the fucking pyramids. It's a.
Books are the best artistic medium because writing is the most pure form of human creativity, in my opinion. I say that as a writer, so maybe that's self-absorbed. But I think the best movies, the good movies, it's all because they have a great screenplay. Yeah, when someone wins Best Actor, it's usually because that character was really well written. Like writing is everything.
Megalopolis is very chaotic.
Yeah, how so?
I guess because it's like a I don't know. I'll figure that out when I finish reading the book. I'll figure out what I mean when I actually.
Well, I think Adam Driver also plays Don Quixote in that Terry Gilliam movie.
No, he plays a different guy or
the
something.
Guy who killed Don Quixote.
Oh,
spoiler alert in the title. Is that movie good?
Man. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Should I watch it? Maybe I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I mean it's Terry Gilliam. You know what you're getting.
Gillian Keeves.
Mm-hmm. Dog, I saw that. Thank God they canceled that Time Bandit show.
Yeah, that looked awesome. Oh yeah, they had a white people don't season day chicken joke on the
dude. I don't like
which is such a spin in the face because Terry Gilliam is probably like, if not a conservative, a guy who like hates woke shit.
Yeah,
so that's just like so.
Beyond that, is like normally I don't give a shit. Like whatever. But the fact that anyone even tried to touch that, I was like, this is a fool's errand. This is so fucking stupid.
Has that ever worked? Like, has anyone ever? Because Time Bandits is such a only Terry Gilliam could make this kind of thing.
Yeah. Has it ever worked where somebody like tried to redo something that's already good?
But the people have done that, but like, have they ever done something that was so tied to the original author or artist, or you know what I mean? Like trying to remake Pulp Fiction. Like, has anyone tried to do that kind of thing? Besides this Time Dance fucking show.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe actually, yeah, maybe like there is a TV series that worked. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
because that seems like such a fool's errand. Like, people didn't like Time Bandits because of the concept; they liked it because it was Terry Gilliam.
Right. I'm trying to think, because I think I can think of something, but I don't know.
It's Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, that's a great.
The Cowboy Bebop remake. I don't know. I'm trying to think, because I feel like I've seen this happen, where somebody does try to do something iconic again, and it's still pretty good.
Right.
I can't think of any examples just yet.
Roadhouse.
Yes, Roadhouse. That actually is very good.
No, honestly,
that's a good example, because I loved both of those.
Dude, the new Roadhouse was fucking tight.
It's awesome, dude.
It was really, really. I was like, I think that there's something weirdly refreshing about like, I don't know, just anything geared to men at this point. I'm like,
it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any examples right now, but it seems like there's.
Cape Fear. That's a good remake.
Yeah, Cape Fear.
Departed's a good remake. Dune. Wait, there is one where it's like the original guy like won't watch it, but it is actually pretty good. But I'm forgetting what it is.
Probably Dune. I mean Dune.
Dude, yeah, maybe that's it. Well, David Lynch doesn't like his. David Lynch doesn't like his Dune either.
He doesn't like his. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Seems like there's. I mean, that's always been happening. People have been remaking things forever.
But the TV spinoff is an interesting one, because you can make a good TV show out of a good. Actually,
sure.
Yeah.
MASH. That's a good example.
Yeah, some would say that's better than the original.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The Time Bandit show is really bad.
See, that one just sounds. Yeah, it sounds like that. Just sounds like what were they thinking greenlighting that?
I don't know.
Is Time Bandits even a bankable? Like at a certain point, it's like you're just doing this because it's a name that it's IP for the sake of IP. You know,
nobody
even knows, doing anything.
Nobody even knows what it is. Like, if you're a fan of that kind of thing, if you're like a film guy or a Terry Gilliam guy, even a Monty Python guy.
How about Shane Gilliam?
Okay.
Brazil's fucking gay, dude.
Instead of Brazil, it's Philadelphia.
This is exactly what I was thinking of. The Fargo show.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's exactly. I was like, I know there's one that was good.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, and Kung Fu Panda: Legends of Awesomeness.
Yes.
And the Pause of Destiny.
I mean, yeah. I don't know, but the people that they were gearing that Time Bandit show for is not the same audience as like people who like Time Bandits.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So why even call it Time Bandits? Why is there even a Time Bandits?
Why even do it? Why?
Or just call it a Lin-Manuel Miranda something or other.
Lin-Manuel Miranda presents Tyler Perry's Medea's Excellent Adventure.
Mainstream Medea.
That was a good movie. Bill and Ted 3.
That was good.
The people
Sometimes
came
some of those legacy sequels are actually like, that is actually a more solid genre than you'd think. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I still haven't seen the new Beetlejuice, but I hear it's good.
I've heard mixed things, but like
I really enjoyed.
It's actually weird how many legacy, like Blade Runner 2049 is pretty good.
That's good.
Mad Max Fury Road is very good. The Color of Money is fucking awesome. The new Bad Boys are apparently the best Bad Boys. And honestly, I like that first Star Wars, The Force Awakens. Oh, Creed was great too. This is like
Creed.
It is low key. Legacy sequels are low key kind of a dope genre.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for them to be bad. It's like
Top Gun 2. Well, I almost feel like the Legacy sequel is often better than a regular sequel.
The trick is to almost approach it as if no time has passed. Like, it can't be for a movie like a sequel that comes out like decades later. Can't just be a highlight reel or just references to the greatest hits from the last couple movies. Because that was actually why the newest Beverly Hills Cop worked.
Yeah.
Where it's like it was a serviceable movie because it just treats it like another adventure for Axel Foley. It's not like heavy on like referencing the other movies or trying to call back everything.
Right. He's like, if you're in Beverly Hills committing a crime, you're garbage.
Yeah, I actually liked that movie. It's a perfectly okay movie. It's a great 3-star action comedy.
I also think Legacy sequels, first of all, sometimes they're done by the original, and that's fascinating when that happens because that means Prometheus is another great example.
The way, hold on.
Yeah.
What happened to Joseph Gordon-Levitt? He had so much promise,
dude,
and he is a good actor.
He's on an Amazon original movie that actually looks pretty good.
He's a good actor. He's good. He's like very entertaining, and I'm always happy to see him.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
And he was in every movie in like 2012.
Yeah, he was in The Dark Knight Rises. He was like the guy, and then he just disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know. That happens sometimes. Like Jude Law's one of those where he was like the biggest star for 1 year and then completely disappeared.
Oh yeah, and you got like fucking Hugh Grant now being an Oompa Loompa. Like, dude, what happened, man? What the fuck happened, dude?
Yeah,
you used to be like the sexiest guy of all time. There were women slipping out of their seats when you were on screen.
Yeah,
what the fuck is going on?
Travolta did kind of keep his career going, but only because he had like one hit a decade, which is like all you need.
Yeah,
but that happens, But yeah, Gordon-Levitt seemed like a weird one because it's not like he even had any bombs. He just kind of like stopped getting cast out of nowhere.
By the way, speaking of Hugh Grant, Twin Peaks: The Return is a perfect continuation of Twin Peaks 25 years later. The Dungeons and Dragons movie is great.
I liked it.
The new one.
It was fun. It was fun.
I watched it twice.
I just don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, so I was a little bit lost.
Me neither. It sucks, actually. I've tried playing it. It's fucking boring. But that movie was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. Again, it's like, why can't we have like a fantasy comedy movie without it being Dungeons and Dragons?
Your Highness.
Honestly, I might have to rewatch Your Highness.
Your Highness is fun. Yes, it's actually kind of fun.
I love those guys. So
yeah,
that was another great part about Megalopolis. It was great to see Shia LaBeouf again, and he was really good in it.
He's a great actor.
If I had any get out of canceled free card, I might pick Shia.
He makes a really good argument for child abuse. It's like, damn, dude, this is the kind of work you
honestly
can get
yeah. Yes. So I think also legacy sequels might be good because they're not always just cash grabs. I think there is probably some reason.
I'd love to grab some cash.
I'd love to grab some ass.
Yo, dude, I gotta be honest with you.
Sorry, one last. I just want to get this thought out there before I forget it. I think also like when sequels come out, people don't really know why the first was a hit or what endured or resonated. And the legacy sequel, the time has passed. It's marinated in the culture, so that they're better at tapping into what makes whatever the franchises work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you want to say? Sorry.
No, I just want money. I would literally do anything for money.
Dude, me too. And then I mean, my credit card debt's a little bit better than I thought it was, but it's still bad. Like very bad.
Don't even worry about that. The Patreon's going to take off soon.
Yeah, I got myself in a real dill of a pickle.
Hey, trust me, you don't even know how bad it can get.
Right.
But don't even worry about it. But yeah, dude. I want to do things that are good quality, but I also would do dog shit for money.
Crowder Boys is kind of a legacy sequel when you think about it.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to get I asked on Instagram, I was like, how do I make a lot of money very quickly but like put in no work?
I've been trying that on the Robinhood app every week, and at the end of every week,
I've been using the Robin Williams app. Fuck me, dude.
Yeah, dude. This last Friday, I like by the end of the day, the close of the stock market for the week, I was like, okay, I'm not as down as I have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not as. It seems it's picking back up. Where'd he go? What time is it? Oh man, we've been going a long time. Patreon.com. Let's see. The Crowder Boys channel on YouTube currently has 792
I had to charge my phone.
We need to get the Crowder Boys channel monetized, we need 208 more subscribers. And then after that, we need 99,000 subscribers after that to get the plaque, which they only send they only send one plaque, so we will have to buy two more plaques. But we need 1,000 to get monetized and then 100,000 to get the plaque. So please subscribe to the Patreon, the YouTube for Crowder Boys and the Patreon, please. Thank you.
Please give us money and presents.
Please give us money.
By the way, I sent Sal the link, and by this point, he could.
This lady asked me to send her a video of my penis ejaculating semen.
That's so awesome.
And this was I went ahead and did it, but it was a late in the day nut.
Uh-huh.
It was, it was like maybe the fourth or fifth nut of the day. So it was a real wimpy load.
Uh-huh.
And I went ahead and sent it to her. And she was like, I want a big load, and sent me a nude of herself.
Whoa.
And said, please send me another one with a big load. And I said, all right, let me try. And I did another, I went ahead and hit another one, and I was like, you're going to have to give me a few days to just like not jack off for a minute and then do it again, because I'm barely making any semen here.
This happens a lot. NBA players will say, like, because they have this thing called load management, and players who sound tough will always be like, I told him I don't want no time off, I want a big load. Like, every time it gets clipped and everyone goes pause.
Yeah, it was really these were disappointing nuts, and I told her, I was like, you got to give me like,
sounds like a bad winter for a squirrel.
Yeah, I was like, you got to give me at least 3 days for my nuts to really fill up.
Yeah.
So empty.
Have you ever not jerked off for so many days in a row that you beat off and it hurts?
No.
No. Sometimes I'll be on sometimes I'll have like a date that I'm looking forward to or something, and I'll like not jerk off for a week. And then I'll get one out and like my balls hurt because I hadn't come in so long.
No, it's usually just like I don't jerk off for several days, and then when I do jerk off again, it makes a goddamn mess.
It's not clickbait. We're at Skankfest, Jerome.
We're live at Skankfest.
We're
live at the same time as Skankfest is happening.
We did yoga with Ari today.
Yeah, dude. It is there is really nothing stopping you from naming episodes of a podcast live at this something.
Well, I did it as a bit, but I also do think it juices the algorithm.
It juices the algo.
Wheeze the Jews. You know what? This is just as good as a fucking Mint comedy stream, and it's free.
It is just honestly, probably, yeah.
We've only lost. We're at 58 viewers right now. That's pretty good for a 2.5 hour stream.
Yeah,
it's 11 p.m.
You have 58. That's more than my channel usually gets.
Yeah, we were at 72. We were at like 72 like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I have a much smaller channel though.
Well, you should just start naming your episodes live from Skankfest.
Live from the mothership. I should start doing that.
You know what? Just name it Kill Tony number 198.
Yeah, what is he gonna do?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's true. Did you watch that video where that guy said he like stole that show from somebody else?
I watched some of it, but then I was like, this guy, I mean, it's obviously a troll video because there was like a part where he was like, Tony eats his own shit or something.
Yeah, I guess it's not true. I don't know.
79, hell yeah.
I mean, it's not like a terribly original idea.
No, it's
a competition.
It's the first round of American Idol. Literally, it's like, I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing about Kill Tony. It's the same format that's been around for a long time.
It's last comic standing where the grand prize is you get to be Hans Kim.
Yeah. Well, that's more like the Gong Show then.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Which honestly,
I don't think he stole the idea. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was Red Band's idea, right?
Look, I gotta be honest with you. I'd be fine having Hans Kim's career.
I would love Hans Kim's career.
Yeah, I'd be okay
actually
with that.
I would love it. I would love it, and we would actually be able to translate it into something else too.
Yeah, people would actually like enjoy what we do.
Hans Kim's ceiling is probably Kill Tony.
Probably. Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, Sam Morrill's right. Sam, you want to get over here?
No, I don't want to friggin' talk to you guys. Not that I'm still mourning that Julius Randle got traded for the Knicks.
Dude, I'm so sorry about Julius Randle.
It's not just Julius.
Oh, who else is it?
Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, it's really.
I'm crying.
And now we have friggin' Carl Anthony Towns on the friggin' Knicks. Oh, I'm so friggin' mad. I'm gonna be so mad until the season starts, and then he'll be my favorite center of all time. The friggin' Knicks.
Yeah, let's go Knicks.
Yeah,
boy, Skankfest. It's crazy who you rub elbows with here. You know,
it's really depressing to realize that like my dream, something I strived for, it would still really enjoy.
Strivefeld.
Yeah, is to make like $60,000 a year as a road comic.
I know. You know, it's funny because a lot of comics, and Figs was one of these guys actually. A lot of comics, like, man, the next, I mean, it just seems so depressing. Like going on the road and like just staying in a shitty hotel and you're all alone. And every time someone says that, I think to myself, that sounds awesome to me. I would love to do that.
Yeah, it sounds like a dream come true.
I would love to just like, go on the road and
because
explore.
You know what's really depressing is clocking in for work. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, look, I've done stand up in shitty cities, and I've had a blast every time. And I get it, if it becomes a routine, maybe it would suck, but I really think I would enjoy it.
No, it's just a bunch of fucking entitled, spoiled little fucking prima donnas who have no perspective. They're always looking up at like whatever the next thing could be.
Yeah,
and don't realize like you fucking have won the lottery that you get to actually do this.
Said that, and he doesn't do that. I mean, I don't think I say what you about him. He has to work like 8 day jobs and all that shit. So, but I think people just find that a depressing life. But I don't see why it's depressing. Honestly, like I think I would really enjoy it.
Robbie, going to an office is depressing.
That's what I'm saying.
Like doing something you don't want to do to survive is depressing. At least doing that is like, I want to do this. It may not be like the highest level or the most luxurious, level of doing this, but it still is like that's, to me, that's like that's winning. Tiger's blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I guess I guess they just don't want to like. I think it's a lot of people who are extroverts too. They don't like being by themselves, and I think if there's just nothing to do in a town, they find it. But
I think it's just people who have no fucking perspective. They've never actually like been through the worst of existence, and so they don't realize like, oh, this is actually awesome.
You only get to dude. It sounds fucking awesome.
You're literally, you work 3 or 4 nights a week for an hour a night, 2 hours a night maybe, and you get to go to a different city every week and do like you're always on adventures, and you have the fucking gall, the audacity to fucking piss and bitch and moan about that. Whereas like most of this country has never left the fucking town they grew up in.
And if you
most of the people in America,
like also, and if there's nothing to do in a town, you could, dude, being by yourself and writing in a hotel room, that sounds like the best way, like a really fun way to get writing done. Or going to a new coffee shop or something.
Or just going to the Waffle House in Tulsa would be. It's all like, it's just perspective. It's just like have some fucking gratitude. And stop like alienating literally everybody by complaining about the fact that your dream came true.
Yeah, I guess I do complain about like doing open mics in New York, which for a lot of people is a dream. So I do see how you can get there, but I don't know. Like I did, I heard a bigger comic bitch about stuff, and I was like, I didn't want to invalidate his problems, but I was like, to me, this all sounds like awesome. Like I would love to be there.
Yeah, and it's also like there's such a huge chasm between open mics and just getting booked for anything.
Yeah.
And then the canyon, the meat canyon between that is so vast that you can't even conceive of ever actually working as a comedian.
Right.
That's as fantastic. That's like as fantastical as, I don't know. Something else.
I was really waiting on some primo Dalton poetry.
You know what I mean? It's like the idea of actually working as a creative, as a comedian, or even just getting paid to be creative. That's as like, such a pipe dream. It's as fantastical as getting to be Goku. Or something.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of these road comics, I don't hear a lot of them actually complain about it. All I hear is people saying like, "Oh, that sounds like a miserable life." I feel like a lot of the road comics have a fucking blast.
It takes a lot of work to get good enough at something that people want to pay you for. That's why, like, as like hopeless as I can feel at times, I gotta remember that the things that you and Cracker doing, me and Sal, like all of this, like we are like getting paid to do it. We're making each month making more and more money than we did the last month. And I
love about streaming, no overhead. Besides this mic, no overhead.
People dig it.
I'd love to get some head.
I would love to get my penis sucked by a woman. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I do have to keep in mind that something I've done, I've worked hard enough and gotten good enough at something. Like I possess some sort of skill set, some talent that's valuable enough that I'm getting paid to do something that a lot of people try and do for years and never even get close to getting paid anything.
Oh yeah, and I feel gratitude that I still get to like work with you after all these years and still give a fuck and doing this streaming and stuff.
And we are going to get fabulously wealthy.
Yeah,
keep that in mind.
Am I writing your coattails? Some would say so. But are you writing Crack's do-rag tales? Someone else says say so.
Yeah, but, I'm clutching his do-rag cape and you're clutching the flaps on my cargo shorts.
Yeah, exactly. Cargo shorts are trendy now, though, Dalton. Be careful.
That's true.
I got some of those Kanye cargo shorts.
Yeah, they're calling it Bobby Hill Couture.
It's funny. All the clothes that I wore as a fat kid in 2005 are very trendy again. Like like the exact shitty Nikes and Asics shoes that I wore every day, just thinking like it was comfortable. That's why I wore it, but looked terrible. Those are now like $160 and very popular.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the Nike store yesterday, the flagship in Midtown, and it feels like you're in Blade Runner when you're in there.
Really?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's cool though.
It's crazy.
I actually really enjoyed it. I do love a good store. I'll be real with y'all.
I like stores.
I love a good. I don't like all stores. Let's not get crazy. But like, I like an Apple store. I think it's a well curated experience. The Nike
shit!
store.
Can everybody hear the ceiling fan?
Yeah, I heard it.
That's the other great thing about this is everybody can hear everything that's happening in the room I'm in.
Yeah, there's like a dog.
I did not know that was picking up.
Yeah, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Hey, that's called ambiance. That's called atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Ian Bombiance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like those. It's like those like comedy albums where you can hear the drinks clinking and.
Oh, I love that, dude. Yeah. I missed that part of comedy albums because I did enjoy the theater of the mind a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like feeling like you're in there.
Nowadays, like a comedy album is like some guy in a town who has like no presence anywhere. It's like I'm recording my first album, and it's
been like this for a decade. They're always like, "We went to the #1 on the comedy charts." It's like, whoop-de-doo, Basil, you beat Ron White's 12th year on the fucking or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, no one buys comedy albums. That's why you went to #1. Your friends bought it.
Yeah. Does everybody hear that?
Yeah.
The ceiling fan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, that's we're at Skankfest. Oh, look at those fans just making so much noise in the background.
Yes, you're right. You're right about that. Yeah, that's funny that you've also had that experience where like somebody in a local town or whatever, who has like not like it's not even that they're not they have like no presence. They have no online call. They've never done anything, and they go. I'm so excited. I'm recording my first hour, and they pump all this fucking money into this like recording.
My favorite is when they do audio only. Still, you should not have been doing that for the since whenever Louis came out, and people could realize they could do that.
Yeah, they do a comedy album that they spend like tons of money on, and then for like a day or two. It jumps to #1 because all of their friends and family buy it.
Because who buys albums at all?
And
who the fuck buys albums?
And then then they're just back to doing open mics forever.
Yeah, and I love when they use that as their credit too. The album. Yeah, a lot of people. This next guy, he has an album. You've heard him from his album. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I think people are just obsessed with like having something produced for comedy.
Yeah.
And I think it's because
it's like, I mean, who knows? It's so hard to get. That's why I'm like grateful that I have a foothold. Like I have an audience. Like the fact that we have these YouTube channels that have like tons of followers already.
Oh yeah. I mean, I announced this like an hour ago and it got like 72 people at the top, almost 80 people.
Yeah. I have 10,000 followers on Twitter, which
that ain't nothing, dude.
That ain't nothing. Yeah.
I think Twitter is the most valuable followers, honestly.
Yeah. And it's it's really like I don't know. It's nice that there's like there's folks who like me. It's nice to be liked.
Yeah, and no, I remember when I came back and I only took 6 months off or something after my depressive episode, which is nothing, it doesn't compare to yours, of course. But I remember I was worried, like, is anyone still going to give a fuck about me? Because first of all, I never did anything solo. I'd always been on shows where people said that the other person was funnier. And then I was always like, I felt like taking time off. I was like, well, I feel like everyone's just gonna forget about me pretty quickly. So it was like not just a relief, but kind of heartwarming to see so many people like stick with me, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's cool that people gave a fuck about us doing stuff together again. People really
they've been clamoring for it.
People, yeah, it's kind of like it makes me think all the work was worth it. That anyone is like,
they want us to get rich. They want us. They want to see us ball out.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are rooting for. But last Skankfest last year, I got a lot of people saying, "Hey, I'm rooting for you."
Yeah, a lot of people said that to me after my psychotic break. There was just a lot of like,
yeah,
hey man, everybody's rooting for you.
Last year there was a woman like who talked to me like I had been raped. Like they're like, I know all about what happened, and
like, I think like what's happened is I think honestly we never found much purchase in stand up. Like whatever that field is, like no matter how great I'm truly great at it, but I never really found any any success or tangible.
That's how I feel with too. That. Yeah.
But then like in podcasting and internet stuff, I really started to have been able to like find an audience and figure out a way to market myself and begin to, I don't know, have the feeling of some kind of success is coming.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. This Crowder Boys has kind of given me hope for comedy again for the first time in a long time. And I do kind of feel like something's coming, something good, you know, like not really based on much, but I think a lot of people, myself included, were rooting. Well, I kind of put pressure on myself to have a big comeback, like right after I got broken up with by my employer, podcasting partner, and romantic partner. But I kind of realized I think I kind of took like a year to, because I feel like just very recently I've been working on self-improvement. And I kind of had, I almost had to like take a year to like, just like get through, like just recover emotionally, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I lost a year, but then I'm also like, no, I think I had to like.
Robbie, don't feel bad. I lost everything.
Yeah.
I truly, dude, there's shit that happened. I'm still like trying to piece together and figure out like.
Wolfgang kind of quit the show. I mean, it was kind of like a conscious uncoupling, I would say. We were starting to like. There's starting to be a lot of tension on the show, and I think we both are like, we'd rather preserve the friendship than preserve the podcast. Also doing the in-person podcast were a really big time suck for something that seemed like a less popular or as popular product.
That's the other thing. Like me and Crack talking about that. Like all these fucking shows are trying to put in all this effort into recording a show and uploading it, which is at this point fading away because everything now is gearing more towards live streaming.
Yeah.
Like people
kind of did. When I did Do-Rag, I was like, oh, it's been a while since I've done like one of these kinds of like bigger podcasts.
Yeah.
And then I realized it's because there's not a lot of like new, bigger podcasts, I guess.
Because Craig and I had that conversation where we were like, well, Kai Cenat and iShowSpeed and all these guys, like, what they do sucks ass.
It's awful, yeah.
But they did tap into the next wave of something, which is the live interactive aspect of it. Because now it's like, you know, just like podcasting had its time, like recorded programming it still exists, but it's kind of like fading away. And now what's coming to the foreground is the live stream.
Yeah,
a lot of people have really started to tap into the possibilities of that, except for the dumbest fucking idiots I've ever seen, and also sex criminals. It seems to be a field that is primarily taken up by either retards or sex criminals or retarded sex criminals,
or like scammers and like sleazy clothes salesmen. Like I've been using the Whatnot app, which is just streaming auctions, so you can get clothes cheap on there. But everyone on there is like a very like Southland Tales-esque kind of personality.
Yeah.
And yeah, by the way, me and Wolfgang are still friends, and I still and I think it was probably good to call it where it was. I think
you have really you've had some bad luck with creative partners losing their fucking minds.
Yeah, he said he did say I'm sorry to do this again to you, because he also had some issues and had to move home, so it was just like a good way to. But he basically was like, I'm sorry that another Dalton happened.
It seems like more and more people nowadays are going insane, having breaks. Something's in the water.
That's the thing. The fact that I'm the least crazy person on all of my podcasts is crazy, because I'm also crazy.
Yeah, man.
Although I think now, I think Crack is less crazy than me.
Yeah, but I think he already went through his like dark times. We're meeting like the more fully realized Crack, and we weren't there for when it was really off the rails. It sounds like.
Yeah, that's true. He some of his old stories about like bringing knives into bars and stuff. I'm like, oh boy, you have lived much more of a life than I have, my friend.
Yeah. And I mean, even like with me, during my like break, and then the weird fucking recovery after that, like the rehabilitative time after that, there was a lot of time where, dude,
I would listen to a Dalton Wolfgang. I would love to listen to a Dalton Wolfgang and Figs podcast. That would be pretty good.
Dude, there was a lot of time when, like, many months where I was like, you would have thought that I had like late stage dementia or something,
right?
Like I was just like pissing on myself and drooling, and could like literally just
you were Dougie Jones.
Yeah, just barely existed, and then eventually I like started to come out of it, and like now it feels like I don't know like where my head's at now, but I certainly have come a long way, and am functioning to where, like, I'm getting better at my dumb day job, and all of this. I am crushing it this fiscal month in sales. I'm gonna get a good commission check next month.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this, Dalton. I know you're not at the happiest stage of your life you've ever been, but personally, this has been my favorite version of Dalton to work with. I think that you've matured a lot.
The one where you never have to be in the room with me.
No, because we I mean, working with you, I love. I mean, because we would fight over Zoom on Loud Boys. Remember?
That was just like insane time for everybody.
Yeah,
where there was so much tension.
Yeah,
everywhere.
I was listening to a Bill Simmons podcast where they were reviewing The Last Dance, and they filmed it. That's when the height of the pandemic was happening, and you can just tell, even though they're talking about The Last Dance, they're just so much more full of like tension and rage and like scream and like just so mad at everything.
Dude, to go from total obscurity, like just open micers and nobody fucking knows who we are.
Yeah.
To all of a sudden thousands of people are paying attention to us.
Yeah.
We're not famous or even successful.
We didn't even know anyone famous.
We didn't know it. Like, we truly were nobody. And then out of nowhere, we're getting called gay and being told to kill ourselves by a substantial number of people.
Yeah.
During the like one of the craziest fucking moments in world history, during like one of the most hysteric and tense and frightening times that by the way that no one has reckoned with yet. That the
only time in my life where I just would like fantasize about it being over.
Yeah, for all of that to converge all at once. It does make sense that at least one of us went insane.
Look, it was the Loud Boys was the Mega Zeppelin, and I was Sean William Scott meeting himself, and Dalton, you were Boxer Santeros.
Boxers, pimps never commit suicide.
Since I'm a pimp and pimps don't commit suicide.
Pimps don't commit suicide.
And Joe was Justin Timberlake, kind of laughing off on the side as everything fell to pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really, that was a very insane time, and I don't know. It felt like we were already pretty frayed at the edges even before anything started to pop off, and then as we were trying to like navigate.
Hey, do you know what my sweater said to me when I asked him for a favor?
What?
I'm afraid not.
Okay. Yeah, but it's like we were trying to navigate like the possibility of success as we were also like losing our, just like falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's funny that I was able to get through that. And then I had a really great year. I think in retrospect, probably the best year of my life. And then when it all came crashing down, I think because it was back to back with Loud Boy, like it was like my friend dying, then Loud Boys falling apart. The fact that I was like, all right, I got through this and I made my comeback, and this is awesome. And then that all came crashing down. And I think it was just too much. I think that's where that depressive episode came from. I was just like.
And by the way, like with us, and I think with everybody, nobody has processed anything that happened during the nobody. There's going to come a time.
I just don't want to talk about it.
There's going to come a time of reckoning. I think with the pandemic and the.
You reckon?
I reckon. I can hazard a guess that. I think that with between the pandemic and the last, I would say like, I don't know, 7 years of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, we're gonna have like people are gonna have to like begin to process everything that's happened, and especially with the pandemic. That was an insanely fucking traumatic thing to happen for all of us.
Oh yeah,
and then just for it to all of a sudden like. Just kind of end, and then it's like, all right, we'll get back to, get back at it.
Go back to work.
Yeah.
And you know what? And the worst part is everything came back, but everything was like a little shittier.
Oh, dude, life since the pandemic has it does feel like Southland Tales. It feels like we have like traversed into some like warped reality that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I honestly I do think I had more fun living my life before the pandemic, even though I had less.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, I have way less than I've ever had now.
Yeah, no, I don't mean to compare my struggles to yours, Dalton. I'm just
Mein
trying to say Mein Kampf. Yeah, Mein Kampf.
Mein Kampf.
Was that Hitler's computer?
I'm not trying to invalidate your comps with Mein Kampfs.
Right. That's exactly.
It's just we all suffer in our own way,
Yeah, of course. You mean we all struggle in our own way?
Yeah, man. That was such a weird time because like everybody that we knew was in successful people in hibernation.
Right.
Like we were hanging out with like all the guys that we knew to be successes, and they were like, "Oh shit! Like I can't do anything right now because of the pandemic." And we were like, "This is actually the closest we've ever been to success."
I know. Right after Loud Boys, and I talked to Tim Dillon randomly on that flight to South by. I was like, "Yeah, it was just crazy because it was like all of a sudden we went from open micers to being with the A team," and Tim was like. Oh, you think that's the A team? I got bad news for you, buddy. He was like that. No,
he's not wrong.
No, he was. I actually laughed out of like, yeah, you're right. And the funny part was, so he's like, so wait, what is that Joe doing now? I was like, oh yeah, he started a podcast with Matt Maron and Bobby Sheehan, and he's like, I don't know, Bobby. And I almost want to be like, he's that guy you kissed at that one gas station event.
Yeah, it's so funny to talk to people who are that successful. They try to, they don't know who the fuck any of these people are.
Well, I was like, he probably knows Matt just because Matt's been in New York forever.
Yeah, I get it is a weird thing. Like we were on like we were on the radar. There were like people were looking at us like, oh, it's really strange that out of everything that exists, this show seems to be building like a pretty substantial audience and making money on Patreon.
Yes, as Miguel said about Do-Rag and the Deer Tag right now, we had the hot hand with podcast fans.
Yeah. And it was really weird. What was really weird about it is like we were the dumbest bunch of fucking retards.
I know. We must. I couldn't tell if people just hated me or if there was just a general resentment.
I will say that's for the best now that like we still
maybe a little column A and a little column Tyrell.
We still exist within the realm kind of skanks and gas, but I think it's best for our overall health that we also are kind of distanced from it a little bit.
Yeah, and even at the time I was kind of like, well, Shane actually, he was like, you guys should like, do your own thing.
Yeah.
Like when
he told me that he was like, he asked me like, who are the guests you're getting? And I told him some names. And he was like, oh, so the same people as every other podcast. He's like, why don't you book your friends?
Hey, yeah, sorry, Shane. We don't know fucking Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Daryl, that's a bad boy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude. But hey, we are revolutionizing content now.
We are revolutionizing content.
This is the Billionaire Podcast Network. Did you fill her up? We've created a collective podcast.
I like that the Crowder Boys started because Crack liked the DDD part, and you credited me.
Well, Crack actually, I think the origins, because it feels like we've all been doing it forever now, but it actually wasn't that long ago. Crack, as I was like coming back and doing more and more stuff.
Don't look at Daryl's last message.
What does it say? It boils down to not knowing what I'm talking about. That's good. I had never interacted with Crack really, and he like DM'd me and was like, "Hey man, I don't mean to be gay, but can I come on Cornfed sometime?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." There's nothing gay about that. I'd love to have you on. And he came on. We hit it off. We had a fun episode. And then from there, I think he asked me to come do something with him that was basically like, I think we did a stream where we just like talked about how much we hate comedians.
Yeah, the haters club.
Yeah. And then, and I don't know, from there we talked about like asking you to do something with us. And then it just organically, luckily enough, we organically came together in a similar fashion as before with the Loud Boys.
Yeah, the first Loud Boys
and have managed to now make something that people like again, and it's not like contrived.
Yes, I agree. That's what
it is born from I would say partially at least. Yeah, born fed. Partially, at least, from mine and yours, total desperation. Yeah,
just being knocked back to square one.
It is complete and total desperation to try and eke out some sort of life for ourselves.
Yeah,
but it's also an organic collaboration. But
that's what I was saying. I was stoked that not only do people stick with us, that they're like stoked and excited and genuinely.
I can tell you,
excited.
I for sure do not want to keep trying to explain to poor black ladies what Apple TV is.
Apple TV?
I do not want to have to keep trying to do that.
Right.
For a living.
They should call it Grape TV. They want black people to. Dalton, why would you say that?
Yeah. Yo, dude. I tell you what,
Kenny,
man.
did you have sex?
Did Kenny have sex?
Happy birthday.
Dog, I'll tell you this much. Lewis is absolutely right about sales. It will make you better. It'll make you better at everything.
Really? Should I take a sales class?
No, just get a sales job. They will literally, they'll train you like, I guess it depends. Maybe I got lucky, but
no, I think sales seems like a pretty easy job to get.
No.
In New York, no. I think there's a lot of sales.
It's
I just tough very desperate recruiting people like, we'll pay you to join our team.
It's tough to find a good one because a lot of them are scams. Like if you're going and looking for a sales job, you'll get like tons of interviews, and you'll interview with someone, and they're like, "Okay, so it's a 1099 commission only," and I go,
"Fuck out of here."
Gotcha. Yeah, it's tough to find one that is like an actual W-2 job where they have like a base pay with commission that also doesn't require you to do like door-to-door horse shit or whatever. It's tough. It is kind of like tough to find a decent one. So I got kind of lucky.
I'd like to sell season tickets to like to Barclays because I get those sales calls and I'm like, I could do a way better job.
Yeah, that's cool. That's outbound. That fucking sucks, dude. My shit's all inbound, so people call me
inbound.
Yeah. But I mean, Lewis is right about that. Like when you do sales, it like not only do you like develop a very like marketable and valuable skill set, it just like it toughens you up. It like makes you, it like fortifies you against the world.
Yeah,
you just get,
and it also gives you people skills.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. Like all the soft skills, you develop all of that, and now you have like this very marketable ability.
Kenny, this is the Skankfest stream. We're live at Skankfest.
You develop this like insanely marketable talent that not a lot of people have that will like allow you to navigate almost anything you want to do in life.
Right.
And it also, you get beat down so fucking much doing it that you develop this like armor. And, you know, because like, dude, when I started doing sales, I felt like just totally fucking defeated. I was like, well, I'm definitely gonna get fired because every sales call I get, I'm just getting dog walked and I'm not selling anything.
Sure.
And I just kept chipping away at it to where now when people call me, they're in the bitch seat. This is my fucking house.
All right, I should definitely do that.
Sometimes I still get dog walked. Sometimes they don't, you know. But for the most part now, like people call me and I've been putting up pretty good numbers and getting like decent commission checks. And you know, you learn a lot about like,
hey Dalton, commission accomplished.
Yeah, and you learn a lot about psychology, human like the psychology of sales.
Yeah,
and also that the most important thing really is just to just be sure to ask. To ask.
What do you mean?
Just to pitch people to just ask for money.
Like what? Oh, just say, can I have money?
No, well, I'm simplifying it, but like, the most important thing is just to always be BC close, to just make sure that you're always pitching and positioning. Sure. That's why, like every day on Twitter, I make sure.
By the way, pause.
Yeah, that's why, like every day, it is like the philosophy of like and subscribe.
Sure.
It's like that's why like every day on Twitter I make sure to post like, please, follow the YouTube channel,
right?
Subscribe to the Patreon, just like almost like very shameless promoting, because ultimately it doesn't take a lot out of me. It's just literally just pitching the product but in putting it out there, you're putting it in people's heads, and the most surefire way for people to not buy what you're selling is for you to never ask them to buy it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You kind of got to just be like, you got to put yourself out there, right?
Yeah, and you can't really be too concerned with, like what people think or coming across as corny or whatever. Because at the end of the day, if you close a sale, that's money in your fucking pocket. So anyone who thinks it's corny is like, all right, well, have fun being fucking poor, dude. I just sold, I just blew through my quotas this month. and I'm making tons of money, you know. And
Yeah.
it's the same with selling. You know what it takes to sell Patreon subscriptions? Brass balls.
Right. Yeah, that's what Alec Baldwin said.
Yeah.
Cookies are for closers. I'm the boss, baby.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, I guess get a sales job. Yeah.
I'm so bad. Did you like? I feel like I don't have the confidence. And I would need to sell a product I believed in.
No, everybody says that the product. Hey, think of it this way: what you're selling is yourself. Do you believe in yourself?
I can't do that. No. No, I don't believe it. I think I would, if I could sell myself, I'd be very much farther along.
Yeah, because that's really how you have to think of it. Because everybody says that when they have never really done a sales job, they go, "Well, I could only sell something I believe in," and I'm like, "All right, well, good luck," because I don't believe in fucking most things that anyone.
Well, that's what makes you a good salesman. The 6-figure salesman.
I'm a 6-figure salesman. Yeah,
I'm horny.
Yeah, because like, ultimately, I realize like I'm working for a company that doesn't care about me that much.
Sure,
I don't care that much about them, but they're willing to give me more money than I would get otherwise if I sell shit. So I'm selling. Basically, I got to think of it as like within this structure, I'm kind of my own company. Is how I have to think about it. Like I'm selling myself,
right?
And I can't think too much about the fact that do I really give a shit about this product?
Right?
Not really.
No, yeah,
but I care about the podcast. I care about that immensely.
Oh yeah,
I'll sell that all day, every day with glee.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even at my day job, I am pretty enthusiastic because when you get like an extra an extra $2,000 or $3,000 in a month, it's like, all right, well, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
My cousin just got like she within the last few years got a job selling health insurance. She's a 6-figure sales woman.
Wow.
Used to be a lot lizard. She was a lot lizard not too long ago. Literally like selling sex, selling her body on the street.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, dude, she was like strung the fuck out. Yeah, it was like I'm really happy for her. She's kind of an inspiration because she hit rock bottom.
Damn.
And then got a job at a McDonald's and became the manager of a McDonald's and then started selling health insurance. And now she makes 6 figures, just bought her first house.
Good for her. Damn.
Yeah. That's power. That's power of sales, baby.
That makes you believe in America,
Yeah. So that's also like the really great thing about like a sales job is like any other job you get. It is also to harken back to a lot of the things Lewis repeats constantly. It is akin to like entertainment or comedy where if you work hard enough for yourself,
right,
and then hit any sort of metric or success, you go from making no money to all of a sudden you can start making like tons of money,
right,
as you develop your skills. And you see that happen in comedy all the time where like guys will go from literally being poor, sleeping on mattress on the floor with fucking nothing to becoming millionaires as soon as they start like finding traction. And
right,
and so like in sales it's like like a lot of jobs you work your ass off and hopefully each year they give you a 25-cent raise, right? Whereas in sales there's a direct correlation to what you're able to produce. So you have your base pay. There you go.
New rule, thank you. $14 from Daryl 401. Thank you, Daryl. Killing it in the chat tonight, by the way.
Yeah. So like in sales, if you're actually putting in the work and developing your skills and closing constantly, you can actually go from making like just your hourly to getting commission. And then eventually, you're making within my first year of having this sales job, I've gone from just getting my shitty hourly pay to making more than that in commission.
Wow.
You know what I mean? To going from making like, making like below the poverty line to now making like a pretty substantial income within the first year of working sales.
Yeah.
So there's like an actual progression you can make. I will say this, it's unbelievably stressful.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking work, dude.
Yeah. It sounds hard to me.
It is.
I don't think I'd be good at it, but maybe I'll get a shot.
The thing really, the thing is, and this is what Kenny T, happy birthday, Kenny, says in the chat, sales is a good gig to have in general because the skills really do apply to a lot in life. It's also, the biggest thing is like all the skills you get doing sales transfer to everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Every company, everything has a sales department. So if you're good at sales, you could do anything anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It translates to a lot of other fields than just your everyday life.
Yeah. And there's not a lot that has that. Like even people that learn how to code, which is smart, they're losing their fucking shirts because of AI. AI has not been able to replicate a salesman yet. They're trying.
Right. Computers are not that good at selling you something.
Yeah, they haven't gotten it down yet to where it feels like where they can really like trick you into thinking you're having a conversation with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
There's always that uncanny thing where you could tell like, oh, I'm talking to a robot right now.
Right.
And so that will put people
a robot.
Yeah. And then even if they can get like a robot to kind of mimic people, a robot they would still have to figure out a way to get the robot to then figure out how to like connect with people on the level that is required to then sell them something. You know what I mean? So it goes beyond just like mimicking what a person sounds like. Then now you're talking about like intangibles almost.
Right. Yeah.
Like the metaphysical.
Well, they say like 90% of communication is nonverbal, right?
Not over the phone.
I guess that's true. But I do think so. Like just in the way you pause or like, I don't know.
Oh, that's a power move in sales.
Pause.
Like, yeah, like, speak with authority, make your pitch, and then wait for them to talk. Don't just like shut up.
Right.
Let there be silence. And then it is that 30 Rock joke where the first one to talk loses. That is true.
Right.
Because I've done that. I've done that at my job where I just stop talking.
Right.
And then wait for them to say something. And then it's like, I fucking got them.
Yeah. Now, how do I translate that into getting pussy?
The next time you're talking to a woman, say, "Hey, while I got you, let me ask you a question. Are you satisfied with the dick you've been getting?"
Dude, you've got to say that on stage if you ever do stand-up again. That's like a perfect stand-up joke.
And then you see what she says.
All right. I think that's good, huh?
Yeah, I think 3 hours 20 minutes. Sorry to anyone who usually tunes into my Bible study. I'll have to reschedule that.
I appreciate you doing this one because I needed to.
No, this is great. We got to juice your channel because that's also maybe like a woo thought I've had. I do like the idea of the collective.
Yeah.
The sort of like fluid, nebulous.
Well, that's what Shane fostered with the whole Philly shit.
Brian Foster?
Yeah, they got married today.
Oh, mazel.
Do you think they're going to have any foster kids?
I think they're going to foster the people.
Yeah, they got married at Skankfest. In the other room here at Skankfest.
They got married at the chapel next door.
Yeah, I think on Durag and frankly the deer tag. But yeah, come to the Meat Canyon Gorge tomorrow.
Come check out the Meat Canyon at the Eatin' Burgers Fridge Festival.
Yeah, I'll be doing stand up at the Zin tent. And yeah. Thanks again, Dalton. This was a lot of fun.
This was great. I think this is really going to juice the algo.
Absolutely. Live from Skankfest. It's Saturday night.
Oh, I can't wait for that movie. I'm excited.
I actually am excited too. It looks good. All right. Thanks, everybody.
It looks like dog shit. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.